Hello, everybody, and welcome to Heroes Graveyard. How are you guys doing today?
Pretty
Hooray!
good.
We are here for the second season of Heroes Graveyard. And for those of you... excuse
You
me.
got the wrong character for me on the overlay. Sorry to interrupt you here.
I will fix that in just a moment. For those of you who haven't seen the first season of Heroes Graveyard, our players are on a floating island.
You have a huge echo right now. Apparently, everybody is going crazy about it.
This is amazing. There we go. Echo fixed. I am so sorry about these issues. We've been mad scrambling for the last few minutes to get these things going. For those of you that have missed the first season of Heroes Graveyard, the players are on this floating island that has just moved in towards the Sword Coast. No one really knows where it came from. No one really knows why it's here, but there are the remains of an ancient kingdom here where people have come to loot and pillage. And as they've been looting and pillaging, monsters have been showing up and causing all manner of problems. So, why don't we introduce our characters and our players, starting with Quincy, who is not Lapis. Quincy, would you introduce yourself, please?
The character? Yeah, so I am playing Quincy, the human fighter who is specialized as an archer. He used to be a scout for some sort of military back on the Sword Coast. And he never really learned the whole discipline thing. That's part of his whole scouting thing. He was a little bit more of a... he was the undisciplined type. Probably got some sort of discommendation from the military for his, his loose take on the rules. And he's come out to this strange island to slowly explore and conquer and marry.
And you are Sean, right?
Yeah, you might know me from I'm on some of Neil's streams, and if you don't watch those, you probably don't know who I am. And I have a Twitter, but don't follow me on Twitter. You have better things to do.
Trump, who are you and who are you playing today?
I'm really excited to come back to this show as a player, and I know exactly how to defeat all of Koibou's machinations. I am playing Devil Fizzle Snap, Wizard Gnome Extraordinaire. I know exactly what's going on with the island. I actually don't. I wasn't really involved too much with the lore, but my character knows all about it. And I'm ready to show everyone what powerful magics I hold. I'm a diviner, and I know the future.
What does the future hold?
Well, as soon as we get to rolling some dice, I will tell you what the future holds.
Wonderful. And next up, we have Destiny. Who are you and who are you playing?
I am Draconian, the half-drow elven underlord / spy / criminal person with a shady history who's here looking for money. I was involved in very nefarious activities such as child and slave trafficking, and I am just here at this island looking to get as rich as possible, as quickly as possible, using whatever means necessary. I am very friendly, very charismatic, but very manipulative.
Wonderful. And who are you playing?
My character's name is Drakvin, who is a sorcerer. Sorry.
Was it?
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Okay, that was
all right.
Yeah, okay, I see where we're going with this. Okay.
And Yakumo, who are you and who are you playing?
Okay, almost. I'm playing Demudo. He's a level 1 fighter, level 3 wizard, halfling. So he's been spared the worst of the luck as far as the D20s go so far. He's just been stumbling a bit naively about, but he's a lucky guy, so he'll be all right.
Good. That's nice to hear. So we're going to just hop into game, and unlike the first season, we're going to hop into a little bit more of a dire situation.
Oh. But before we do, Neil, let's see what the future has in store. As I am the diviner, I will invoke my special ability of Portent. Clicking here. Click. Aha! So I'm rolling 2d20s, and somewhere in this adventure, we'll be replacing rolls with my 2 rolls. We have a 1, and we have a 5.
Those are very useful rolls to have with Divine Portent.
The future is grim for you. Continue.
Wait, can you replace enemy rolls or only our own rolls?
Oh, yes, I can replace enemy rolls, I can replace enemy saving rolls, I can replace whatever roll I want.
Okay, that's much better.
Okay. So you are standing here in the town square of Ruin, where everybody has gathered because the magistrate here has some bad news.
Is that bad news relating to an echo that we're picking up again?
Sorry.
There should be no echo. I think that is just people trolling us.
Apparently Trump is echoing.
That is interesting.
Interesting. I will keep talking for a moment to make sure whether or not I am.
I see
yeah,
echo's gone. Interesting.
I don't hear
I
anything.
turned my headphones down in case I was leaking. I'm not sure, but people are saying...
Okay, it's now fixed.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just keeping an eye on chat.
All right. Well, I will do a recap for
that.
those of you who missed what I said. I am a diviner, so I have the ability Portent. I roll 2 rolls at the beginning. I can replace whatever rolls I want with this 1 and 5 I've rolled.
Wonderful.
I also, as part of being a stone sorcerer, I have an enhanced durability. I don't know if I need to verbalize this, but I have to cast this at the beginning of every day or when I come out of unconsciousness, so I'll verbalize that now as well.
Oh, sure. Do you want to describe what that is a little bit more for the people who might not know?
Basically, as a stone sorcerer, it allows me to apply my Constitution modifier to my armor class.
Great.
Also, Neil, I'll add that on the overlay, I am not Lapis the Cleric, but I am the mighty I am the mighty Devo. Fizzle snap.
One day I will share with everyone the story of today's stream because it is a good story, but that is for another day. Wow.
This is incredible.
It is amazing, isn't it? So everyone is gathered here in the town square where the magistrate is here to tell you all something. So she's up there on that little post next to her bodyguards. And she starts off in her peppy, happy voice saying, "Hi there, fine fellows. As you know, I'm your magistrate, Cruella Dent, and we're in a bit of a crisis right now. All the ships going up and down the river have been destroyed, and there's no way to get supplies or people on or off the island anymore. Isn't that such a shame? That's a big problem since we're all here to make some money, and we can't do that if we can't send things back to the Sword Coast. Now, we have a solution coming up, but it's going to take some hard work to put us all out. And anybody who gets in the way or doesn't want to help out can go join the fine fellows stretching out the nooses on the gallows. Isn't that fun? I'm going to turn this over to Boss Higgins, who's going to detail our plans. Have a nice day, y'all." And she takes a few steps back, leaving Boss Higgins, this fine fellow over here, to pick up the pace. He says in a little bit more colder voice, "Hey, so the river's impassable, but there's a ruined port town to the north. Some of y'all may have seen it, and it's a large stone dock when you come into Ruin. There's an old road that leads way, but the only bridge crossing the northern river is out. So we're going to need 2 teams. One team to hurry onto the port town and secure it, and flag down any passing ships. The other to fix the bridge. Now, Mr. Corbin of the Ruin Trading Company has offered to use his men and materiel to fix the bridge. So we need a party to head out across country and secure the port town. This is, of course, a matter of life and death. I'm sure you've all seen and heard that monster attacks have been increasing, and if we can't reestablish trade with the mainland, we're not going to make it out here."
Quincy looks excitedly to the party members and says, "That's us! Let us go and make merry, fellows."
Guess we have to.
We ain't got much on hand in terms of reward, but we can give you first naming rights on that abandoned port town, and we can give you pick of the most lucrative jobs that are coming up if we all survive this thing. Do we have any volunteers? You notice groups of people kind of starting to talk and mingle back and forth as the leadership of the town looks about.
You see Quincy kind of take a few steps forward, like this big, broad smile on his face. He doesn't say anything. He just kind of like stands looking at the guy.
Pointedly looking away.
Yeah. Well, I'll go up to that smiling guy. I'm like, I feel like charity work is in my future today. So I'm willing to step up. Devil Fizzle Snap at your service.
Quincy just kind of like looks down at you, big old smile, looks back at the guy, keeps on smiling.
I think I'll walk up to both of them, and I put my hand on Quincy's shoulder with a big smile. "You guys look like you are couple of well-meaning guys. I think I'll tag along with you guys. You seem like you know what's going on, and yeah, we could definitely do a lot of good here. Reestablishing the trade route, taking over this, holding the city for the people to come through. So yeah, sounds like a great idea.
What's in it for us? Is there any payment or?
Yeah, we get to name the city. I have a few great ones in mind.
He said monsters, and killing equals honor.
Killing equals honor.
Are you one of those robots there, buddy?
Me?
I do know a bunch of
I look around
mathematical
confusedly on that.
equations.
There's also first pick of all the lucrative jobs when you come back from this mission. So promise of good work later.
All right, sounds good. Let's talk to boss Higaran or whatever the guy's name was. I think Quincy, you seem like a charismatic young man. We should walk up and introduce ourselves. We'll tell him we're forming the party, and we'll head over and do this before other people get there before we do.
Yes, of course. And he'll head up.
All right. Well, there's Boss Higgins up there. And he sees you coming up with this group behind you. And says, you're the volunteers?
I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, this is us.
Excellent. He pulled
Good
out a
fortune
map.
lies upon you because today you get to get the might of Devo Fizzle Snap at the serious discounted price of sounded like free.
It's what we like to hear around here. Don't worry, we'll get you paid in the future. There's good promises of loot around these places. Anyway, he hands you a vellum map that has kind of an outline of the area. It's pretty rough, and he points to the top of it where there's a little X. He says, there's a port town here and a river partway across. The boatmen will take you across the lake, and you'll find the old road. Leads to the bridge, which is knocked out partially. I'm sure fellows like you can cross it. And once you get across and get all the way to the port town, a couple days from there, you'll need a way to flag down any ships so that they don't accidentally come up the river. And just hold that town until the bridge gets fixed and reinforcements can arrive.
What are these ships carrying? Just curious.
Passengers, horses, food, and they take back all of the things we find here and bring back gold for us, and weapons, and, anything that we need that we can't make on hand.
Interesting. Thank you.
Any other questions?
When can we begin?
Immediately. Do you need any supplies for your trip? A way to flag down ships or tools?
Just food, thank you.
Oh yes, we'll be taking, 8 potions of healing, 2 apiece.
He nods slowly. I'll go talk to Zorus. I'm sure he'll be willing to give up some of those. After all, that he is a priest of Helm. You can see Mr. Corbin about your supplies, and when you're done with those, I'll have some potions for you. Okay. So, off you guys go to gather all the rations.
Yeah, do we need to
supplies,
track rations? Or are we just going to hand wave it?
Unless you're close to encumbrance limits, don't worry about it, because
Okay.
You'll have enough to get there, and it'll
Sure.
be fine.
Encumbrance is 15 times strength, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So you're probably not near that limit.
No.
Okay. You gather the supplies. He comes back with 6 healing potions, looks you dead in the eye, Devo, and says, we're going to have to deal with that priest a little bit later. He says that y'all ain't worth it. And he and I are going to have a word while you're all gone.
All right, well, that's good news because I expected 0. So 6 will do. I reached out and we'll take the potions.
He places them one at a time into your tiny, tiny little gnomish hands. And you can now add 6 healing potions to your character sheet.
Great.
All right.
I will go ahead and look over at Demuda there. Hey there, you look like a fire type. You're going to be in the front, right?
Well, maybe. I don't really want it, but I'll take some of these.
Yeah, yeah, I volunteer you. You will probably need 2 of these then. I hand 2 over to Demudo, and I'll hand 1 over to the archer and 1 over to the sorcerer.
Thank you, sir.
All right. You have your supplies. You have your map. It is time to head northward. The boatman will happily take you across the river across the lake for freezies this time around. And the journey across the lake goes fairly well. By the time
Do you have like an overland map for us to look at here? We're just going to a northern town.
Right. There's no map provided for you guys right now. The map that you've got that's drawn on vellum is pretty crude. I can probably create just like a blank page for you to look at. It's very much just a here's a river, here's the lake, ruins here, the coastline goes up here, the town's over here, and there's another river right there, sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nice and crude. So the boatman will take you across the lake, and sure enough, there is an old road here. It looks like cobblestones, but they're well worn away, and grass is growing up all throughout it. And the road just kind of stretches before you northward, probably for a few days. So while you're walking along this road, you guys don't really know each other yet. Would you like to introduce your characters to one another and see how it is that you get along, if at all?
Nobody. I don't think anybody gets along with Quincy because he's that kind of really sort of enthusiastic guy, but not in the infectious way, more in the oh my god, will he shut up kind of way, where he'll like start humming a song and then it'll eventually turn into like full-throated la 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 la, and he just keeps doing that for like 10 minutes until somebody finally tells him to shut up, and then like 15 minutes later it goes back on to repeat. It's the worst.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Excuse me, you're interrupting my concentration, which I need. I'm a wizard.
Oh yes, quite right. Sorry. And then 15 minutes later, that conversation comes back up again.
Great.
Yeah.
What about the rest of you? How are you going to introduce yourselves to these people, or are you're here to do a job?
Well, I guess so. I'd be walking along. What do you guys do? What brings you guys to this island? I'm curious. Quincy, singer man, how about you? You seem like a jovial type of fellow. What are you doing here?
I enjoy spending time with good men and shooting dangerous monsters.
That's awesome. I love that. I've worked in the past with many a brave soldier to provide armors and weapons for them to slay the worst of beasts. I think we'll get along great. How about you, little elven, gnomey, dwarf fellow? What do you enjoy?
Excuse me, I'm a gnome, and I'll have you know that Gwine's portal has led me over here. I'm following its divine will. It tells me that I need to be here. And, oh, by the way, did you know that this island, it's not even from this realm. It's from somewhere completely else.
That's fascinating. I have a great appreciation for the arts of divination and history. I very much enjoy that you enjoy this, and I'm sure we're going to learn a lot of amazing things about this island from you. How about you, Demudo? What is it that brought you to this island?
Well, the Mudo's like standing or walking towards the side, staring a bit off in the distance. And just, well, I'm just trying to get by, you know. I see where luck takes me.
Awesome. I can respect that. A working man, somebody here trying to provide for his family using whatever means necessary. That's awesome. You guys seem like a great group of people. I think we're going to have a wonderful time on this island.
Wow. What about yourself?
I do a little bit of everything. I just like to help people. I like to see people do what it is they can do. I'm kind of an enabler. I'm just here and I provide you the tools you need to get the job done, and I just want to see everybody, succeed as much as they can. That's what I do.
So nice.
Wow, what a good-hearted man you are.
I have been described that way by a few. Thank you.
All right. So your journey continues across these vast open plain where there's not much around. It's kind of just flat territory everywhere you go. Is there any particular marching order that you guys are maintaining?
Quincy probably does not take point. He's not the most perceptive. He's 13 for passive perception. Plus, he's a little bit more naturally inclined toward the back row.
With a card or with just the four?
I'm confined to number 3.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that again? Demodo?
Do we have a cart with us, or is it just the 4 of us by foot, or are we with a group?
It's just the 4 of you with foot. The bridge building crew is coming a few days later. They have to like get all their supplies that they need.
Yeah, I think I'm lagging a bit behind. I don't know, 20 meters or so, but always at the back.
Okay. Right.
Excuse me, aren't you supposed to be in the front?
It'll be fine. Don't worry.
Demudo, I think you do real well up here. The way that you carry yourself, you look like you could handle the sword real well, and I think you've got the eyes to spot any danger that, we may perchance come across. I think you should be up front. I'll be right behind you. We can keep you safe. We're here as a team. I think you'll do just great ahead of all of us.
I'd listen to them. How can you prove your worth if you can't slay any enemies from the back?
The little halfling gives you a big eye roll and walks to the front.
Okay. So it looks like Demudo is in the front. Quincy, you're right behind.
I'll probably take right behind him. I think Quincy he keeps trying to lag behind, and Quincy will just kind of smile at him and push him forward to keep him on point.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. And then it goes Devo Drokvin or Drokvin Devo.
I'll take third.
Okay. Wonderful. Can I get perception checks from everybody in the party, please?
Sure. Do we just do passive or are these active checks?
Active checks, please.
Okay. 15.
Ooh, not bad. 15, 16. The rest of you...
Are we all doing passive perception?
Yes,
Quick.
regular
Yep,
perception.
okay.
9. And... Ooh, very nice. Okay. So you see, kind of off to the side, in the tall grass to your right side, there are a herd of bizarre-looking deer. They have these moose-sized antlers, although the deer themselves are fairly short, maybe 4 feet at the shoulder, but with these ridiculously large antlers. I think you only needed 15 to spot them, so the 2 of you spot them very quickly. 3 of you spot them very quickly.
So they just look like weird animals, not like monsters or anything?
What's the difference between a weird animal and a monster, really?
Well, okay, you describe them as small deer with weird horns.
Yes. Small
Okay,
deer with giant horns.
Okay, I think Quincy will kind of tap Demudo, is it?
Yep.
Yeah, he'll tap Demudo on the shoulder and say, "Shall I fetch us some dinner from over there?"
I don't know. Maybe best to avoid any trouble.
Nonsense, and he'll go ahead and knock an arrow and immediately take a shot at one of these weird deer.
All right, give me a roll to hit.
Okay, so I'm going to go for a sharpshooter attack here, which means I get a -3, but if I hit, I'll get +10 to damage.
Okay.
So the final roll is a 23 to hit.
Very nice. Yeah, you totally hit it.
All right, it takes 18 damage.
The deer goes down in a single shot with just a soft thud in the grass.
All right. And I think Quincy will just kind of do the rest, scatter when that one hits.
Mm-hmm. They
Okay.
brace and then bolt and flee.
Sure, and then Quincy will just kind of happily kind of wander over to start collecting his kill and kind of probably realize it's still early in the day, I imagine, that we don't really have any way of transporting this thing all the way until night, and says, "Well, shall we break for lunch?"
Oh, sounds good to me. I haven't eaten all day. You guys hungry?
Yeah, sure. I wonder what this tastes like.
Yeah, some fresh food is good.
Wonderful.
All right.
I
Yep.
want you to all make a custom stat roll for me. You're going to roll 3d6, and this is going to be your grub skill. This skill relates to how well you have an appreciation for food. A low grub skill means you don't really like food, or maybe your taste is so refined you only like the finest food. It's up to you to really interpret it. But 3d6 is your skill here. So we got a 10, a 7, a 10, and a 9. Wonderful. Would you all please roll me a grub skill check for how you find this bizarre deer to taste?
So, what's the
D20
goal here?
Plus, ooh, this is 5e, not 2e.
Yeah. So it'd be a -2 for me. So it'd be
-2
+0 for the
you.
10s, -1 for the 9.
Yes, -1 for the
And
9.
what's our
Zero-
goal here? Is it a 10 or higher or something?
As high as you can get. Is the higher you get, the better enjoyment of the food you have.
Sure.
Wow.
Crit.
Demudo, this is the most delicious food you've ever had. And on the other side, we have Drokvin. This is the worst deer. It's awful and gamey, and like there's so many tendons, and it's just it's terrible.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. Maybe I'm just not used to like having fresh meat. I think because I'm not that kind of guy.
You're not? Are you a vegetarian, Drachma?
No, not that, but I just don't like take the effort or spend the extra money to get like real fresh meat out. Just like so usually a city guy, so this is quite great.
Nice, wonderful. All right, you continue along the road, and another day or two passes when you come across this bridge that we're going to bring you to the map right now. It spans a gully, which has a river flowing through it, and as you can see by the notation on the
There's
bridge,
an extra
it's
100
about
feet.
The bridge is about 100 feet off the ground. You can see in the upper right-hand
Oh,
corner
okay.
that the bridge is quite high compared to the
I thought that was
area
your way
around
of
it.
saying it wasn't to scale.
No. It's all quite to scale here. And
okay.
the section that you're on is leads right up to a sheer cliff that just drops down about 100 feet.
And this is the bridge they were talking about earlier that
Right.
it was out.
This is the bridge that's out that a crew is going to come and try and fix in the future.
But it seems to be standing just fine.
Yeah, the other part of the bridge is fine.
Oh,
but
it's just the other side. Okay.
Yeah, it's just the section.
you can't
right
really
where
get
you're
up on it?
standing. Mm-hmm.
There's just a 10-foot gap is what it is right now.
I don't know. Let's measure it.
Looks like it's about 15.
Yeah, 15,
About a
yep.
15-foot gap. Yeah, maybe.
And then how high up would we have to climb if we were to get onto the bridge?
Take a look at the thing in the upper right-hand corner. So you're starting on the
Oh, okay.
the top
Tall
right
bridge.
side.
Oh, okay. It's going over a big drop. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I thought the drop came closer to the river. I see. Can I jump 15 feet? Let me.
If your strength score is
What are they?
15
It's
or
your
higher,
strength.
you can jump 15 feet.
Oh, it's equal to your strength score. I would be 1 foot short. Plus, that looks like it's going up a little bit. So even for somebody with 15, that might be a rough jump.
This seems like a good time to... Well, I will state my usual ritual at this point, kind of like Destiny is. At the beginning of each day of travel, I cast Mage Armor.
Wonderful.
Yep. And then I'm assuming my stone durability is still here because we are on the same day as when we left, but I'll verbalize it as well.
Okay. Done.
So I kind of look around to everybody, sizing them up, seeing how they're looking at the bridge. What are we thinking here, guys? You able to get up here pretty easily? Any climbers here? Any magicians? How are we feeling about this?
Well, I might be able to cross that gap, but it could end rather badly if I don't.
Should
Is
we
there
just
is
wait
there a way
for the-
around? And Quincy starts looking around to the sides to see if there's a good workaround to using this bridge.
Can we just wait for the group that's to come? They're gonna build, right? We just have to keep it safe.
Well,
Oh, we
it's
can't
no
waste
problem
so
for me
much
to get
time.
across. You just have to throw me. But the problem is you guys.
So out of character, is it possible that if somebody just climbs to the top, they could just drop a rope down for everyone else to climb up? Or is
Do you have
that,
100 feet of rope?
do we have anybody have 100 feet of rope?
I have 0.
How helpful.
I traveled light. I'm a wizard.
I'm checking I have 50 feet of rope in my Dungeoneer's pack.
What we could do instead is if one of us can get to the other side, they can set up, they can hold that rope on that end. Basically use it to make sure nobody falls if they miss their jump.
Yeah, or you can just try to grapple onto maybe one of those statues that it looks like to the left and right. Why don't you try to lasso one of those?
Yeah, if you have 50 feet of rope, it'll take about 10 or 15 feet to make the big end of the lasso to go around this thing. And that leaves 35 feet of rope to make a lasso.
It's about a 15-foot gap, yeah.
Yeah, totally could be done.
Can we, my fair gentleman, I can, obviously, I can get to the top of this bridge in an instant. But I would like it if we could check around for a moment to make sure nobody's here. This is eerily quiet. I just don't feel very comfortable stepping foot onto this bridge without surveying the land first.
It's a good idea. Why don't you all make perception checks?
Sure.
11, 15, 13, and 11. Well, let's take a look at our notes over here. Yeah. Demudo, you're taking a look around along with everyone else, and what most of the other characters all think of as just kind of a flock of birds off to the side, you recognize as very, very large birds that are probably a lot closer, and you get this sense of urgency that these massive beasts are flying more or less directly for the bridge.
So there's some big birds in the sky coming towards us.
Those birds over there. Surely you're not frightened of such a flock.
Well, we have two choices: fight them or hide. What do you want to do? I say as I
They're
start.
just birds, he says. Like, he gestures over to this. Like, it looks normal to us, right?
Yeah, it's just a couple of eagles in the sky, maybe like red eagles, but you just saw like weird, giant
Yeah, to
horns.
the north on the map or to the south on the map? Or
They're
to
to
the-
the east on the map, which is to the
Okay,
upwards on the map. But, yeah.
I move a little bit to the west.
They're
Kinda
on which
get
side of
behind
the
a
map? I'm
tree.
sorry. To the south?
To the what is marked as east on the map, which is
Oh, I
actually
see.
like that direction.
North. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let me
they're-
know when they're about 120 feet away, or if they already are.
Sure.
Okay, so you said they're to the east is where we see them, correct?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
I think I'll just alert the others to the presence and have an eye on them, but don't really do anything.
Sure.
It's just birds, right?
Just birds. Yeah. Yeah.
And they're flying just straight toward the bridge.
As birds tend to do in one direction at a
All right.
time.
Hey, aren't you an archer? Can't you shoot really far? Maybe you should start shooting.
It's a little bit early for lunch, don't you? Fine. Let me, Neil. Let me know when one's 600 feet out, and I'll take a shot at it.
One comes within 600 feet. Yes.
All right. I'm gonna do my sharpshooter roll again. D8 or D20 plus 5. Boom. 21 to hit.
Very nice. You do indeed strike one of these creatures.
All right. It takes another 16 points of damage.
Whoa! Wait a minute. With the sharpshooter, don't you have to take a -5
It's
to hit?
plus -3 to hit.
No, really?
It'd be if
Would've
it's
hit either
-5,
way.
that'd be
They
it'd be a
don't have
19.
that high of an AC. So
I'm
it
pretty
doesn't
sure it's
matter.
-3.
It's totally
So I'm sure
-5.
there's
-5
It's -5.
for the
-5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
Okay.
You said you hit it
Yeah.
for 16?
16. Yeah, because it's plus 10 to damage, and I have plus
Nice.
4 normally.
Yes. You strike the bird very heavily, and it kind of like wobbles and dips out of the sky for a moment, and then flaps its wings and begins to just cruise, and the
Okay.
birds begin to shift direction towards you.
Okay, so Quincy kind of squints at that, like, that should have fallen out of the sky right there.
Yeah, shoot more at it.
Yeah, and I'll take
And I
another
think
shot.
At this point, we are going to roll initiative because
Sounds good.
whatever their intentions were before, the intentions are very hostile now.
All right, so
Well, what do these birds look like exactly now that they're getting closer? Got any idea?
Yeah, they are.
Um,
They look like winged humanoids. They kind of look like Arakaras, if you're familiar with them.
Okay,
kinda
I'm
like
messing everything up.
Weird birdmen.
I can move my character around and select and everything, but I can't roll for initiative.
Well then, we will fix that for you.
now that I think about it, how do I do initiative through this interface?
There should be a button to the top left next to the cursor, I think. Initiative roll.
Yeah, I will set that for you here. Quincy, you didn't make a character in Roll20, did you?
I did not.
Okay, so you're just
I
going to
just-
want to roll a D20 plus
I
your
did.
dex
Yeah, I just
mod.
did. I did that. I did not realize we were using the. I'll do it before whenever
Yeah.
the next session,
It's-
assuming I don't die.
Here we go. And you rolled an 18 beautifully. Okay.
What is I'm sorry, just I'm not used to this. Demudo and Devo have like 10.14 and 20.16.
That's the dex for tiebreakers.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha. Because okay.
Oh, I see.
Yes. And now let me roll initiative for these creatures as they get a little bit closer and a little bit closer and a little bit closer. So we're at about, let's say, you get one shot per round and they go fairly quickly. So they're about 530 feet from you or something like that. Around the 500
Okay.
foot mark.
It's a
And-
good thing we brought an archer along. You can just
Yeah.
shoot all of them before
The
they
sharpshooter feat's pretty great. You don't take a long range penalty.
Yeah, that's actually fantastic. Perfect. So it is
Okay.
your turn, Devo. You are first.
I say, there, shoot that one. Pass.
Quincy, you're up next.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot. I'll do the sharpshooter again. So it's gonna be +3, not +5, because we're confirmed -5 on that.
Confirmed. Double check.
Okay, so 19 for the roll to hit.
That strikes.
19 damage.
Okay.
Are you able to prepare spells in the same way you can prepare auto attacks?
Yes, you can.
Can I prepare to shoot a firebolt cantrip?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Yep,
What is the
maybe
range of your firebolt
120.
cantrip?
120 feet.
Okay. I will make sure that is noted. You did 19 damage?
Yep.
My god. All right. One of those birds just drops from the sky and plummets to the ground. You don't even hear it splash in the water, but you can see water kind of flap around as it
I'm
plummets.
strong and I'm quick and you're dead.
Dracman, you've readied your action. Demudo, do you have an action here this round?
Yeah, I'll scatter a bit to the south of the road. So maybe towards the trees or bushes here. And already a firebolt. If they were to come into 120.
Wow, I've got 3 people doing firebolt. Excited.
Yep.
Okay, there. I guess we just go back up to to Devo, who's readying an action, and Quincy.
No, I actually changed my mind. So
Yes.
the birds, they're kind of dumb birds. Looks like they're going to come attack us. So I'm going to cast create bonfire. I'm going to create a bonfire right in front of me. Let's see, that is this one.
You create a bonfire on the ground that you can see within range. Until the spell ends, the magic bonfire fills a 5-foot cube. Any creature in the bonfire space when you cast a spell must succeed on dex save. Okay, so you just have a bonfire cruising.
Yep, the intent is to have a bonfire between me and the bird.
Okay, do you want to mark a little spot or draw on one of these squares where your bonfire is?
Sure, so it looks like those 2 trees will give me cover, so I'm going to put the bonfire right there.
Okay, let's draw some flames. Other players feel free to improve upon the fire if you have artistic abilities.
Nope.
None at all.
Wonderful. So top of the order again, Quincy.
All right, I'm gonna take another shot for 23, so that's a crit. So 2d8 plus 14, it takes 20 damage.
You're ruining my encounter, Quincy. Stop killing my monsters before they get to you.
Poor guys.
I'll take credit for that one.
All right, another bird drops from the sky, disappearing into the forest canopy below. They are at about 300 feet now. Right, you had one.
Okay.
This is your third attack. No, they're at 200 feet right now. So did someone have a 200-foot range spell?
No, 120.
Okay, 120.
Same 120.
All right,
Should have taken that spell sniper.
one more round passes. They come into with 120 feet of range just before Quincy's turn rolls around. So
Okay.
those of you with readied actions, take them.
Okay.
Yes, +2 proficiency, right?
Yes. 8
So
plus.
firebolt. 9.
9 will
Just a
miss.
miss, I
Thank
guess.
God. And
Um,
14 will hit. You strike the bird and roll us some damage there.
Hold on.
It's the
Whoops.
text of Firebolt in the roll.
Oh, yeah, I got you. All right, clicking the first one. Ooh, wonderful.
Much better. Much better. Okay. You hit the birds. They close to about 100 feet when Quincy's turn rolls around.
All right. 19 to hit.
That will hit.
21 damage.
These freaking sharpshooter feats are so broken.
I know.
And another bird drops from the sky, totally and completely.
There one left, or how many?
There are 3 remaining. One of them is, 2 of them actually are flying a little bit crooked. One of them's taking an arrow, another one's taking a firebolt, and one seems to be fairly healthy. I'm just gonna bring them onto our screen right now and zoom out so you guys can see them. They're actually a little bit farther away. They're at about 100 feet at the start of this round, which starts right here. So
Okay.
at 100 feet, Devo, it is your turn.
You said they were coming from the east side, right? But
Yes,
we're just kind of mirroring.
This is the east side.
Oh, the
The compass
Compass
is yeah.
turned,
this
yeah.
Oh,
rotated.
Oh, did you want to be in a different position and move your fire then? Matt?
Yes, I assumed east was right, but I didn't
you
look
make
at the
that
compass,
assumption,
which is
Trump?
my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me put myself over there instead.
All right. And we'll move some flames. And
Yeah, right in front of me.
there you go.
I'll shoot a firebolt at that weakened one.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the hit. Critical miss. What happens to your firebolt? Why did you roll a 1?
Now that flamed in my eyes. It was in my it kind of got in my eyes, so I just seriously missed, and I think I probably hit the bridge instead.
Thank God it's a stone bridge, and you're not and you're not setting it on fire. Draconian.
I'll be shooting a firebolt at the closest bird.
Wonderful. Why don't you tell me why you rolled a 1?
I was actually so distracted that I was chuckling a bit in good humor, of course, next to my little gnomish friend, and to make it feel a little bit better, I kind of hurl a firebolt off to the side next to his. Those birds are pretty far away, you know. It can be pretty hard to hit. Our fighter here seems like he's doing all the work, though.
And so my lovely gnomish character can be on the screen. Do you want to adjust the screen so that is shown on the stream?
Sure. You'd like to be shown on stream?
Yeah, Devo is a star, you know.
I'm happy to oblige. There you go. Alrighty. Next in the initiative order is Quincy, the
All right.
killer.
Yep. Okay, so that's pretty borderline. I'm gonna apply my Battle Master attack here and do a precision attack. Add another 7 to that, so it's a 15 to hit.
Whoa.
That will hit.
All right. It takes D8 plus 14 for 17 damage.
And once again, the bird falls well out of the sky, bringing its HP to deep into the negatives. The first bird that reaches you guys gets to cruising altitude above you and begins to just circle because he barely doesn't have enough movement to attack you. And Demudo, you're next.
okay, I'll scurry a bit forward and firebolt the bird that's further away. Like the low HP guy. 424.
That will definitely
That's
hit.
Just a D10, right?
Yes.
4 damage.
Wonderful. That is enough to drop the bird out of the sky.
Got one.
How many are left?
Just the one that is
One.
circling above you, waiting to dive bomb you on its turn. Devo.
Okay.
Fizzle Snap.
All right, let me show you the might of my firebolt.
Drachvin. Your firebolt just goes wide, singeing maybe a feather here. While Drachvin's hits, it is a blow, decent blow, a solid blow, a very solid blow. The bird tumbles and begins to cruise out of the sky as its wingtips catch fire. Quincy, your turn rolls around.
Okay, that one's injured, so I'm not going to do the sharpshooter attack. I'm just going to do a normal attack. So it's a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
So now it takes D8 plus 4. It takes 11 damage.
And it also kind of plummets to the ground at your feet, just kind of crashing into the dirt and coming to a nice resting stop in front of Drachvin.
How big are these now that they're like right up in front of our faces?
Yeah, I want to have a closer look.
They are man-sized. They look a little like these guys. They're Arakaras, if that's how you pronounce this. I've never been able to pronounce these guys.
We just murdered these. We were flying by.
Yeah, but when you're taking a look at this, you notice that they're not at least this one isn't like any Arakara you've ever seen before. This one is very clearly dead and rotting, and has been dead and rotting for some period of time.
This is weird.
Aha! I knew this was up to no good. So spoke Gwyn's portal to me.
Does Gwyn's portal have any answers about why this guy looks like he's been dead for a lot longer than we killed him?
Oh, it's simple. A necromancer raised him. You see, it's an undead.
Hmm. Well, at least it's re-dead now.
Yes.
I kick the body around a bit, try to search it. Does it have anything on it? I look a bit worried and disgusted, but still search it.
It has a javelin on it, and the clothes it's wearing are tattered and raggedy. They look pretty old. Can you give me a nature check to determine how old these clothes are with your knowledge of decomposition rates?
15.
Yeah, you definitely. These clothes are years old. They look like they've been buried in the ground. Even this sort of decomposition you don't get in the open air very easily. It needs to be surrounded by moisture, and you don't know what bacteria is, but bacteria.
It looks like they've been buried. Pretty old. I know, we still just wait, right? I think I start um, pushing the body to the side, maybe drop it off the bridge, or just clear it out a bit.
Not a
I don't want
problem.
this nasty stuff.
You can kick
around.
it off the bridge, and it tumbles down to its ultimate demise once more. Devo.
Well, either way, we have a bridge to cross. Shall we get on that?
I
Yep.
just drew. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah. First, I would like to take a moment to congratulate all of you. That was some amazing shooting there, Quincy. You are a
Thank
fabulous
you. Thank
archer.
you. I have 200 more arrows where those came from.
You're
Amazing.
forgiven for not being able to tank in the front lines.
I imagine those birds probably would have cleaned up anybody else that's sneaking around or wandering around here. So we're probably safe to cross the bridge now. Agreed?
Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
All right. So I kind of walk off the edge of the bridge here, and I think I can misty step to the top of this platform here, from here to here. Correct? It has a range of 30 feet.
Yes. That'll use
All
one
right,
of your second
and
level spell slots for the day, though.
And then, wait, misty step uses a spell slot.
Yes.
Yep.
It is not a cantrip.
Okay, I wanted to do that. Okay, and then I can attach a rope here to the statue here, I guess, and kind of throw it in the other direction.
Wow, Dracvin, I have that spell too, but I didn't want to waste a level 2 spell slot for something so trivial.
Well, you know, here I am. I just want to help you guys get across this bridge in the safest manner possible. So,
Yeah, I'll catch it and attach it to like a sturdy-looking tree.
Sure, that tree right there that Drockman's pointing at will work just fine. You guys have attached this rope between the two of them. It is a pretty precarious drop down below. How you're all in pretty good condition. What are your athletics? Does anyone have negative athletics score adjustment?
Yes.
No.
Okay. So Devo, since you don't have a passive 10 athletics, I'm actually going to need you to make me
No,
athletics.
I'm not gonna roll. What are you talking about?
Devo.
I'm getting on that archer's shoulders and sitting.
I could simply throw you across. I'm stronger than I look, you know.
Yeah, you could, or I'm just going to piggyback ride.
All right.
I am nowhere near my weight allotment. I think I could probably carry him without being encumbered.
How much do you weigh, Devo, plus all of your gear?
My gear only weighs 30 pounds, and I think gnomes, which are 3 to 4 feet, probably only weigh about 40 pounds off of memory.
Okay. So let's say 70 pounds total. Can you carry 70 pounds of
Definitely.
weight? All right.
Yeah, no, 210 is where I'm encumbered, so
Wonderful.
no problem.
You all gather around each other and cross the bridge without any real problems. The monstrous undead birds that were going to dive bomb you, not a problem. The 100-foot fall to your death, not a problem. But you do lose your one bit of rope and a second level spell slot and a bunch of arrows. But that doesn't seem to be a problem for you guys.
I had 10 gold left over, so I was able to buy 200 of them.
okay.
So it's okay.
All right. Wow. And on you go, northward along the road on the way to this unnamed port town. And we're going to take our first break right here. And when we come back from our break, we will see what you guys do next and what happens at the port town. So see you guys on the other side. Bye-bye.
The balance team isn't on the show. It's gonna be fifteen, 15, 15, 8, 8, 8.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. How are you guys after our break?
The same as before.
Wonderful.
Yeah, me too.
It was an intense break, I know. It was hard to deal
Intense
with everything.
battle.
Feeling good that my
Yeah, that
brilliant
one.
tacticianship led the way to a victory there.
Yeah.
Well, you guys take a while to get where you're going. Is there something you wanted to discuss or do along the road? It sounded like Draconian had some ideas.
Well, I did.
Yeah, you were asking if we were going to be at the town when we arrived.
Oh yeah, I was just curious how many days of travel we had left.
Yeah, it
A
looks
lot
like
ahead
it's
of us.
another 2 days before you get to where you need to go.
Gotcha. And we're probably approaching midday or evening now, or
Definitely.
All right, since it's so that would mean we get our spell slots redone, of course.
Yes, you'll get them redone when you arrive
After
in
we
the next town.
Do you want me to re-roll on the portent ability?
I think it should, yeah,
Every long rest.
every long rest. I'm not too familiar with the specifics of those rules, but that sounds good.
Okay. The future is a 15 and a 12.
Ooh.
so for the people that are watching, because of course I know, could you explain to them what that does, Trump?
Yes. So as a diviner, after each long rest, I roll 2 dice, and I can replace any roll with the results of those rolls. The
And you
15
just
and the
didn't
12.
last time because there was nothing to replace, right?
Yeah, because they didn't even attack once.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Can you do that? Do you have to announce this before they roll, or can you do it after a roll?
I can do it after a roll.
Okay, so it's similar to Lucky and how you activate it. It's just that you're
Yes, it's like super lucky.
Okay.
All right. Well, it takes another 2 days to get where you need to go. So we'll just use these rolls as the ones that you get when you show up. And, yeah.
I just think you have to choose it before the roll. I just reread that part.
You can replace any row. So I see the roll, and then I can replace it.
You
So it has
must
to be
choose
after,
do so before the roll.
No, he does it in advance.
Oh, do I?
Basically, no, you get 2. It says when you finish the long rest. So you
Or
just.
no,
roll
what
2d20.
we're asking is, let's say somebody's going to roll to attack. Does he have to announce before the to hit roll?
Yes.
Oh.
Or can he do it after he sees the roll? And if it's going to hit, say I want to replace this
Yeah, before the roll.
before
Yes
the
to
roll.
the first
Okay.
part, not to the second.
Oh, my bad.
Jeez, Trump.
I was going to let you get away with that, too.
If it wasn't
It's
for those
the-
We had the
lucky
DM on our side, guys. What are you doing?
Those honest players, I love them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 2 days pass. It is a lonely journey across these wide open plains for as far as you can see, except to the east where there are mountains rising up. And you follow this road that disappears sometimes and reappears sometimes, but it doesn't seem to be too much of an issue. You pass through a very lightly wooded forest before you pop out on the other side in a ruined town. The walls here go up to about 1 floor in most areas. It very clearly looks like the town used to be bigger. You can see signs of like second stories here, or maybe even a higher story there. There's like a chimney that still goes up 4 floors. But it's all ruined and collapsed. Can I get perception checks from the party as they arrive? Actually,
Just
first
to-
off, sorry. Can I get nature checks from the whole party as you arrive in the town?
Cool. And then just to verbalize the stone armor thing, and I think Trump had his thing.
Oh, yeah, major armor.
And then our spell slots are restored.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Nature is intelligence. Wow.
All right, Demudo. Why don't you just break it all again? That's fine. You
There's
arrive
my
and
nature.
You're taking a look at these the clearing here, and you recognize very quickly that there should be a lot more rubble as you're hitting the edge of this town, and there's just like no rubble around. The walls are destroyed, but the remnants of the walls aren't really here. And there's even like grasses growing up and small plants growing up, and judging by the looks of this place, the rubble has been cleared somewhere in the last like 6 weeks or so, because there's like 6 weeks of life growing up through the cracks in the ground.
And why is that weird to me? Or what do I know about this town? Was it abandoned
Literally,
a long time ago, or
yeah, it's an abandoned town. It should be filled with rubble because everything's broken, but the rubble's gone, and it's just like the skeleton of a few buildings here and there. And things are just now recently starting to grow up. So it looks like something or someone recently cleared the rubble out of this place.
Okay, so I think I'll just tell everyone to be a bit careful because I think people have been here recently.
Yeah, let's hope they're friendly, but they probably won't be.
What do you mean when you say people have been here? Why do you say that? Do you see something?
I don't know, this town, like it's an old town. It should be abandoned for a long time, but you see, like the grass over there, it's only grown recently. It's like somebody's been here recently, and I don't know. We don't know if they've been good people.
Or perhaps a foul necromancer who's simply waiting to catch a few arrows.
Just be careful. That's what I say. So I want to like maybe somewhat carefully. Like I don't know how far we are off, but urge everyone to approach somewhat carefully, slowly, maybe.
You're
Stick
at the
together. If
very-
there's some shrubbery around, maybe use that while we approach, not like walk through the main obvious road. You know.
Oh, and if you see any enemies laughing uncontrollably, try not to attack them, because that'll break the spell.
Is there any kind of is there any high thing that maybe our archer could climb, like a large tree or something, or?
Yeah, there is the remnants of a fireplace. The walls only go up to like the first story, and some of those are even more destroyed.
But it's like a chimney?
The chimney goes up 3 or 4
Okay.
floors. You gonna scale this chimney?
So, why am I going up there? Is there something nearby?
You have an amazing eye. I'm going to be honest with you. Those were some of the most incredible shots I've ever seen in my entire life, taken at a moving
too
target
much.
at
Thank
such
you.
a range. To be quite honest, I would trust you with my life at this point, which is exactly what I'm doing when I ask you to climb up here and tell us if you see anything in the distance. Maybe some shady characters wandering around town, perchance some monsters roaming around somewhere. I trust your eye and I trust your judgment to let us know what the proper course of action is here.
Well, in that case, up I go. And Quincy will start climbing up that chimney.
Give me a climbing check, Quincy.
Sure, that's dexterity, I assume.
Yes.
Is that athletics? Is it athletics or it's actually between athletics and acrobatics? It'd be the same thing for me.
Yeah, you can
So
pick.
d20 plus 4, 8.
You're having a little bit trouble getting up this thing. The stones are rounded and slick,
Yeah.
and the
Maybe like a
grout is-
piece, like I pull it out, it's like a crumbling chimney.
Yeah, the rock comes down, and you almost lose your grip and fall, and the chimney begins to like waver a little bit as you scale it.
Perhaps not the whole chimney. That might be a bit disastrous. I can climb up to there's like so the chimney goes up, right? But there's still like some walls that go up a floor or two, right?
Yeah,
I'll just try. I'll do a wall instead.
Sure. You can scale a wall without too much trouble. No need for a check there. So you're
Okay.
standing on the roughly at the height of the top of the first floor and looking out across this ruined town. Give me a perception check while you're up there.
All right, so 9, not too good.
No, it's hard to see into the buildings because you're just a little bit higher than them. The ones nearby you can see in, and they're just empty and cleared. The floors of them have been removed of any debris or rubble at all.
As he's climbing, I'm going to begin a 10-minute ritual cast of Find Familiar.
Ooh, is there a material component cost in that?
I am using a arcane focus, so yes, there is though. It is a 10 GP of charcoal incense.
Okay. And if you have a focus, you can still cast.
Oh,
things
but
that
it
cost
does have to be consumed by fire in a brass brazier, which I did not bring around, so never mind.
razor, not brazier.
Brazier, yeah. One would think that I would have brought one around. I will have to get one next time.
Okay. Next time. All right. So you guys enter the town. Are you together? Are you gonna like spread out to cover more ground? How are you approaching this?
Stay together. I don't like the look of this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to walk a bit in front, like I don't know, 10 feet in front of the next guy. I'll peek around the corner of the building and
Sure.
wait for them to follow me.
Sure. You should all be able to see. If I drag you,
Yes.
if I drag you down here. So you should have control of your characters and feel free to move about and investigate.
Okay. Lead the way, Demudo.
So
I'll be right behind you, Damida.
Slowly moving.
Where am I?
Quiet.
Oh, that's not me.
Yeah, hey,
I
stop
think we
moving.
should clear the houses one by one, left, right, and then go forward.
That sounds like an amazing idea.
Yes, that seems like a good way to not have our backs caved in.
So we go to the southeast first.
Sure. I'm not going first.
Yeah, Demudo, go ahead and,
Oh,
and step in here. You're a strong man. You're a burly warrior. I think you'll be fine checking these houses.
Quiet, guys.
What was that?
I think it's about right here when something steps out into the hallway behind you guys.
What in the world? You just checked that house, Demudo.
You did just check that house, but somehow you didn't notice it standing right there before you.
Nope.
It goes, ah! And kind of squeaks in surprise. And I guess everyone except for Quincy is surprised by this because Quincy cannot be surprised ever.
As long as I'm conscious.
Wonderful. So will everybody please roll for initiative?
Oh, is that it in the corner right there?
Well, that's the second one that you're seeing now, but this is
Okay,
the one that I was
okay.
picking right here.
Got it. It's a little hard to see against the background.
Yeah, they blend in very well with the background.
Yeah.
It's not just your
That's a feature.
characters. It's,
Let me add a decimal here. There we go.
okay. I'll add you to turn order 13.18. Okay. So, Quincy, you are the only thing here not surprised, so go ahead and take an action right away.
All right, we'll just start with a quick shot at this one down the alley. I trust Drachman's got the one in the room, so I'll take that. I'm gonna roll the D8. So somebody was confused by this before the break. I'm a battle master, and one of my maneuvers is precision attack. So after making an attack roll, I can roll a D8 and add that to my roll.
Right.
So I have a 10, which is still probably a miss.
I believe a 10 is a miss on the creature. Yes, your arrow goes wide.
Okay.
And the battle begins. Demudo, you are the first to act.
Okay, what are these creatures?
They are kobolds. They're these little lizard-like creatures, about, yay high. Scaly claws, daggers. Some of them have spears.
Okay, and they look threatening to me.
Uh,
Or are they generally?
they look terrified, but at the same time, they are not running. They are drawing weapons. And,
Okay, if they don't have weapons, then
yeah.
I'll head over here and cast Toll the Dead on that guy. Oh no, I'll firebolt him.
Okay.
So D20 plus 5
Mhm.
for a 10.
That misses. It goes wide, hitting the staircase right next to that little guy, who gives a shriek of surprise and terror as the bolt goes past it. Drachven, it's your turn.
I'm going to move south or east or west. I'm going down, whichever direction this is.
South.
And then, yeah, I will attack the little guy here.
Okay.
Let me... With my longsword.
Let's see it.
Normal roll.
8 is not going to do it. It's a swing and a miss.
All right, it's my turn.
All right. The first of these kobolds, eyes wide with terror, like it's horrified that it's even doing what it is, lunges at you with a dagger. The 6 to hit, which is no good, I believe. The next of the kobolds comes screaming out of a house over here, running towards you guys, pushing past his brethren, but not having enough movement by the end of his turn to actually close with Devo. The next kobold comes in and just hurls his dagger past his buddy towards Devo, trying to hit the little gnome. With a 12, will that hit you, Devo?
Nope, AC 16.
All right, Quincy, it's your turn.
All right, I'll try taking another shot at the one right in front of Devo, so the one 10 feet from me. It's another D20 plus 3, and we got a miss. Not going to roll D8 on that.
Nope. Devo, it's your turn.
Well, I'll pull out a dagger and I will stab at it. So let's see, I will roll this thing.
12 will do it.
Great.
You get the little guy for 6 points of damage, and it just falls and dies on the spot.
And then after that, I will step into this house.
Okay. The cries of the dead kind of echo through these open rooms everywhere, and you can hear shouts of other kobolds throughout the city responding in kind. Demudo, you are first.
Okay. First question: these stairs, are they leading up to? Are these stairs leading upwards, or?
They lead upwards, but they just kind of end at the where the second floor would start.
Okay. So I'll move over here and firebolt this guy.
Okay.
424
That will hit,
and 7 damage.
and that will kill. Let's do a little bit of this. Wonderful. All right, this guy drops to the ground, dead as a doornail. Draconian, you are next.
I will take another swing at the guy next to me.
24 will definitely hit him this time. The little kobold cannot bear the weight of your blade and crumples beneath it.
And I'll step up here after that attack.
Okay.
Whoa, whoops.
Oh, that was me.
Oh, yeah, whoa. Right here.
Okay. Quincy.
Are there any left?
Given the cries of the kobolds there, is there a way to estimate, is this dozens of kobolds? Half a dozen?
Give me a perception check. It's going to be a hard one to gauge how many there are because they're spread out across the city and this is unfamiliar territory and all that fun stuff.
There's none in vision range, right? I'm not just missing them on the map.
Maybe you are missing them on the map. They blend in really well. Do you do anything on
Yeah.
your turn?
I'm just gonna step. I probably shouldn't be in the front if I want to be shooting things. So I'm gonna step back into this doorway and just kind of peer out behind Demudo, ready to shoot anything that comes down those stairs. I guess those are stairs, right?
Those are stairs, but they go up to the next floor and then there's nothing above them. So maybe there's a platform
Sure.
there, maybe there's not. Who knows?
Yeah, I'll just kind of like hold in the door frame, ready to shoot like down the alley or out, and just kind of hold an attack from there.
Sure.
My goal is getting the number of kobolds rounded to the nearest 10.
You know, it's somewhere. I'm not going to be able to give you an exact number, but it's at least 10 kobolds. Probably not 20, but somewhere in that like 10 to 20 ballpark is what you're thinking.
Okay.
Okay. That was Quincy's turn. The next one of these little suckers.
I do have a held attack, so once one comes into view,
Sure.
let me know.
No movement yet that you guys can see. Devo, it's your turn.
I am going to kind of step into Quincy Square and do the same thing. I'm running a firebolt action
Okay.
at the same two locations he's looking at, either the stairs or to the left.
Wonderful.
To make it a little bit more reasonable, maybe I like look left and you look right.
Sure, I'll
It might be a little bit cramped otherwise.
Okay, you guys have backed yourselves in this nice little spot. Demudo, you're up next.
I'll move a bit west. This is 15. This is 20.
No, you're breaking formation!
Just checking it. Nobody here. Maybe move up over here, and I move 5 back. And ready firebolt.
All right. Draconian.
If I ready a firebolt here, is this like, can I peek around the corner to shoot it, or do I need to step out here and ready it?
So you have to have a thing like a
Like
a
I'm on a line of sight?
condition. Right. So you'd need line of sight to
Gotcha.
to do that.
Okay, in that case, I'll step out here, and then I will ready, I think I'll ready an auto attack. No, I'll ready a firebolt, I think. Yeah, I'll ready a firebolt.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
The next of the critters goes. You can hear them chirping and intoning to each other in Draconic, but you have yet to see sight of any of these things. They're moving around in the town, but where they are, I don't know. They just move their positions as they...
Looking up above, it's like a solid ceiling above me, right?
No, the ceilings are gone. Everything is
Oh, so there's
collapsed
nothing
all around
whatsoever?
you.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's not even just holes in the floor, it's just empty.
It's
above.
just sky.
Awesome.
Wait, did you say we hear mutterings of Draconic?
Yes.
Can we make that out, or?
Do you
is it
speak
too-
Draconic?
Yes.
Yeah, you can hear the little chirpings of kobolds going, "Oh my god, where are they? No, please, please, no!" As they scurry about. Something in that vein.
Gotcha.
Quincy, your turn rolls around next.
It's getting a little cramped in this doorway. I'm gonna move out to here and look down this alley and get ready to intercept anything that comes down this way.
Okay. That kobold has moved. This one is gonna step here, and then come to here, and it's gonna like step out where you guys can all see it. And I think there's a bunch of readied actions that go off.
Yeah.
Take all
I have a
your
15 to hit. So it takes 15 damage.
That will annihilate the kobold instantly.
Do the
I
other
remember.
reactions go off nonetheless?
Excuse me?
Do the other reactions go off nonetheless?
Yes, all the reactions go off.
Okay, can I see him with this line of sight?
No, you could not have seen him, so you're
Okay,
good.
so I still have it ready.
Okay.
Devo.
I'm going to continue to ready an action to firebolt the stairs. Although, since I note that my partner has fired off and to the left, I will also fire to the left if someone comes.
Okay.
Do you have to ready in a particular direction? I thought it was just
No.
if somebody.
No,
You
but
can get
Someone
specific
shows
as
up.
you want. So that you
Gotcha.
don't have double.
Okay.
You can, for example, ready after my shot goes off, if it doesn't kill it.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you can specify the conditions, like...
Okay.
Yeah.
I won't argue.
Okay, where are these guys? They're way back over here. That's good. This one is trapped, but it's fine. He's smart enough to get out of the trap. And you can... The kobolds are... Who else speaks Draconic, actually, before I say anything? Is it only you?
yeah, I just speak
Drachman?
common.
I don't speak Draconic.
Draconic for me.
Okay. Drakvan, give me a perception check to see how much you can make out of the language. It's not too much, but it's just whispers, faint words here: run, kill, hide, climb, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Mostly verbs. Demudo, it's your turn.
Okay, I'll move up. This is 5. And this is 10.
Yep.
There's no one here. We've got a long corridor. Let's come out a bit. I move 15 and ready firebolt.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Everybody or
No,
Demudo?
just Demudo. Just
Okay.
Demudo.
Are you thinking the same thing?
You're all thinking the same thing. All right, it's fine. Next initiative is Drakvan.
God. Okay, so if I see one now, my ready reaction goes off, right?
Yeah, if you see one.
Yeah, I see one now. I just disabled Flux. It's like the darkest color, if you know that program. Which,
Oh, yeah, Flux will definitely mess with your stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Go
Okay.
ahead and take your shot.
13
That'll hit it.
for 2.
Alrighty then. Hey, that is actually just enough to kill the 2 HP kobold. It crumples at your very feet. Surprised that it was there at all. Drakvan, what were you gonna do?
10, 15, 20. I will step out into the hallway here, which I believe is 30 feet.
Yep.
And then I will ready a firebolt down the hall.
Alrighty then. And sure enough, there comes a kobold careening around the corner up there. You want to take a shot at it? 13 will hit. It survives your blast and runs straight for Demudo. It doesn't survive your blast by much, though. And does it have enough movement? Movement kobolds. It clears all the way to you and tries to jab you in the gut. Does a 16 hit you, Demudo?
Nope.
Alrighty then. The next kobold will come to here, and hurl a spear at Demudo. It's a stone spear that sails through the air with a bit of a whistle. I'm just going to use the dagger attack for it. 23 will hit you, though. And spear damage is actually D6, not D4.
Okay, I'll take that.
All right, you hit 4 damage as the spear collides with you and crumples to the ground at your feet. The next kobold comes around the corner, runs up to you, and stabs you with a dagger for an 11. No, a 16, because he's got a pack tactics, but that's still.
Just to know, I got 20.
Yeah.
You have 20 AC?
Wow.
Oh my god.
The next kobold comes up and hurls another spear at you. An 18, which is not good enough. And this guy doesn't have a spear. All he's got is a dagger. So he's going to close all the way down to here. Did either Quincy or Devo have a ready attack in this direction?
I fired last round, so
I have one. I will go ahead and fire.
Go for it.
Don't miss.
And
That's
try.
it.
Whoosh! 1!
Nice job.
It barely misses Drakvin. Sails past it, singes the kobold on his dirty, hairy little toes. And the kobold just looks horrified by everything. Quincy.
So would I have like a chance to hit Dracvin trying to fire past him like this?
Nah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and fire at that injured one. I'm not gonna bother with the plus 10 to damage. So just a normal attack roll for 12. I think that's a miss.
That is actually a hit.
Oh wow. All right, so it takes
Not
D8 plus 4.
not to interfere, but does the kobold get some sort of cover for this?
I ignore all cover except total cover.
Yeah,
oh,
come on,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Sharpshooter is pretty good.
Yep. That's the one behind Drakvin, right?
Yes.
Well, it drops to the ground.
Oh, try to entertain me, you slow-witted monsters.
I was asking
Oh,
for
no.
my benefit. Would I have to roll against cover if Dracvin was standing in the way?
Kobolds are so small, I would have them. I would have Drakvin provide cover against them. More medium-sized creatures, not so much. Devo, you hear the sound of a kobold falling off a wall and hitting the ground near you. But on the other side of one of these walls, it's like a nails on stone followed by a thud and a ow, 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 ow. Next up is Devo.
All right. I'll go ahead and not be left behind here. I move 25 feet. I'm a gnome, so I guess I'll just squeeze over here, and then I'll peek around the corner, and then I'm gonna shoot magic missile. So magic missile automatically hits, but I'm going to go ahead and link the spell description here.
You get 3 missiles, right?
That's right, and I have to pre-say where they go.
Yes.
So I'm gonna launch 1 missile at the damaged kobold, and then 2 missiles at the one to the left.
Okay.
So this is the first one on the damaged kobold for 4 damage, and then the left one takes 8 damage.
Wonderful. The damaged one dies. The undamaged one becomes damaged.
Wow,
Minus
it wasn't enough.
8. No, 8 did not do it.
Oof.
But now that these guys are spotted and in range, I'm just going to give them HP bars to make them a little bit easier to track now that you can see them. The next kobold comes... Ooh, that's not going to work. He's going to come over here, like the fool that he is. And this guy is going to pop out of this building and come straight for Demudo, eyes wide with terror as it stabbies at you for 3 points of damage.
I'm fine with that, yeah.
Do you have an option to not take damage?
I got the shield spell as a reaction to increase my
Ah.
5. Or a warcast thing, or like the war thing. I can do +2 as well.
Okay. That will do it then. Alright, the next kobold pops out from behind this building over here. It's 15 feet, and does this one have a spear? Yes, this one has a spear, and he hurls it towards Drakven with a 9, which is no good.
Do I get half? I don't need it, but do I get half cover here with Demudo in front of me, or Demudo, or no?
I'm small.
Demudo's way smaller than you are. He's not going to help you
Okay.
out. This kobold is going to move to here. And this is another one with a spear, so he hurls it at Quincy this time.
Okay. Do I have partial cover for the corner, or is it?
Yeah, you definitely have partial cover for the corner.
Did it roll a 21?
It did roll a 21, so...
That's still a hit. I have 16 AC.
Okay. It'll hit you for d6 plus 2 points of damage. You take 5 as
Okay.
another stone spear strikes you.
Sure.
Or the first stone spear. Flashbacks of previous stone spears come to mind.
Yeah, from another life.
Another life. Another kobold cruises around the corner. This one only has a dagger and is going to run up to Demudo and stab actually at Drakven. Demudo is a little bit heavily armored. He does not have pack tactics against Drakven though, so 11 is a miss. And our last kobold on this turn is going to try and climb this darn wall. Hey, there we go. He scampers up the wall and comes over the other side. Demudo, it's your turn.
Yep. I'm going to. I can get by these guys, right? The thing
You're
is, we're all
small-sized, right?
And they are as well.
Yeah.
So I feel like,
You can get past
should be-
them. That should be
Yeah.
fine.
so I want to go over here.
Mhm.
Just that's one
That will
opportunity attack.
provoke an attack of opportunity from the one that was adjacent to you, not the two
Yep.
that were below you, though. So he gives a stabby at you with the daggery. And a 22 will hit because he's got pack tactics, so he stabs you for 4.
I will use my action to cast Shield.
Wonderful.
And then I'd like to cast Thunder Wave.
Ooh.
So 15 feet, a 2d8 on level 1.
Okay.
It's a DC 13 Constitution save, I think. Let me look that up.
Sure. Roll the damage because it might not matter. Kobolds don't have very much
Yeah.
in the way of
It's
HP.
a con saving throw.
Ooh.
So,
So on a pass, they would take 7. Which direction are you putting the thunder wave?
I think it's originating from myself, a 15-foot radius.
I think
A
each
cube.
creature in a cube originating from you. So I think it's 15 by 15 feet on a side, and you get to place the cube adjacent to you anywhere you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you could hit the ones below you, which would also hit Draconian, which would be nice, or the ones above you, and you'd get all 3 of them.
I was actually looking this up. It is
but
centered
the
on
ra- The range is self. Yeah. So I think
15
Oh.
foot originating from
So
you.
is it 15
Yeah.
feet in all directions from
I
where
th-
you stand?
I think so.
Yeah.
So I think it's supposed to be like a thunderclap, like it's sound going out.
Oh, I have been misinterpreting this
Yeah,
spell
not
for
at 15
ages.
feet away. It's the 9 squares. The box is 15 by 15.
Oh, I see. So it's every square adjacent to you then.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Oh.
I get it now. Well, this one might survive if he passes. His con save is a 17. Lucky little kobold. He takes 6 points of damage, and these other ones just die on the spot. Draconian. They're dropping like flies.
I am going to cast actually my green flame blade,
Ooh.
and then attack the kobold that is right next to me. They don't have any trouble getting out of the hallway, stepping by me, right? Or do they?
The people behind you,
Yeah, my allies.
they'll be good.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, then I will. I believe that I do a normal attack first to see if it hits.
Yep.
15, and it does. So then I roll damage on this. So it's 6 damage to the kobold in front of me.
It does die.
And then I believe this is the green flame blade damage for the enemy adjacent to it.
Yep, I'll link the ability in chat since I have the same one. The second creature takes fire damage equal to your spellcasting ability modifier.
Is this
Oh,
not
it's not a
Flame
click?
Blade the spell?
No,
It's
green.
green flame
green
blade.
flame blade.
It's a new one.
Ooh.
So I can't.
Ooh, okay.
I got a
Your
question.
spell attack is probably 5 Destiny.
Is that my charisma plus my proficiency bonus?
Yes.
Yeah, so it is 5. I'm sorry, so I don't roll that.
So you just do 5 damage to the one adjacent to it as well.
Okay. So they both crumble and die in green flames.
Ah, nice use of that spell. I have the same one.
Tip my hat to you, sir.
The kobold up here at the top that comes running straight for Demudo screams, "No! Please! No! No!" as he stabs desperately at you with a dagger. Another
Doesn't
one...
hit me at 25, I see.
Yeah, no dice. The other one streams past you, Demudo. If you have a weapon in hand, you can make an attack of opportunity.
No, but I can punch him. So that's D20 plus. Is it strength or dex? Or can I choose?
I think
Right.
I think unless you're a monk, you have to do strength. I might be wrong on that though.
Okay, so I'll punch him with a 19 for.
He's a 1 HP kobold.
Okay.
Your
that's
punching attack opportunity just cracks his head into the wall next to him, and the kobold slumps down with a red smear by it. Quincy, it's your turn.
All right, I've been meaning to ask this when my turn came up, but it's been a long time. Looking at any of these dead kobolds on the ground, do they look like they've been reanimated, like those bird people that we saw earlier?
No, these ones are very much alive.
Okay. Just curious. In that case, I'm going to fire at the one at full health, way back behind Demudo. D20 plus 8 is a 12. You said that was a hit.
That is a hit.
He takes 9 damage.
And he drops to the ground as well. Okay. The next kobold is just going to come to here and throw his dagger at Demudo, which is a 20 since there's one adjacent to you for 4
still
damage.
build up. So I'm at 25 AC right now.
Right, you shielded on your last turn, right?
Yeah, and it's until the start of your next turn.
Right. Okay.
That's a strong spell when there's like 20 enemies against you.
Yeah.
Devo.
All right, let's see. I'll peek my head out here. Can I see that one in the building to the right of Demudo?
Probably not. I mean, he would have like 3/4 cover against you. So yes.
It's a good thing magic missile doesn't care about that. So
Ooh,
I'm going to cast magic missile with 1 on the weak one in front of Demudo and 2 on the one in the building.
Wonderful.
So the first one is on the weak one, 4, and then
crumbles.
2 in the building is 8 damage.
She crumbles as well.
And then I'll back up behind Dracon.
All right. One of the next kobolds scales a wall and comes running on down, but runs out of movement somewhere around here. Behind from this one comes another kobold running at Quincy, screaming, "No! Not in the face! No!" And stabs you for an 11 to hit.
No, 15 or 16.
All right, Demudo.
I'll move up over here for 15, and then can I firebolt them from here, or would they have cover or anything?
They will have cover since they're much smaller than the people in the way.
Yeah. So I cast Toll the Dead on them. They have to do a Wisdom saving throw DC 13.
Toll the Dead. Okay. I'm not familiar with this spell.
Yeah, it's from Xanatars.
Is it both of them?
No, just one.
Okay. He makes an 18 on his whiz save.
Yeah, so no damage at all.
Right. Draconian.
So you said these creatures were small. Am I able to step into the room to the south of that one to the west? Does that make sense?
You could do that.
Okay, so then I step in here, and then I will cast Green Flame Blade again. So I will do a normal auto attack to hit the one directly to the north of me, and I think that misses.
That does indeed miss.
All right.
Right. Quincy, there's not a lot left, but they're adjacent to you.
Yeah, if they're adjacent, do I get disadvantage on range?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to do. I think so. We'll just say yes for now. I can check it during a break or something. So that'd be D20. I'm gonna do a scimitar attack then. Pull out my melee weapon, which is +6 to hit for that. So I attack with a +6. 15 is a hit, and I want to use a pushing attack, which is one of my superior. It needs to make a DC 14, I believe, Constitution save. Otherwise, it gets knocked back 15 feet.
Sure, but you have disadvantage, so roll me another attack.
It's a melee attack.
Oh, okay, got it.
I'm using the scimitar.
Cool.
Oh, and here's the damage, by the way. It might just be its body flying back. Let's find out.
Yeah, it fails, and it does indeed die. And
All right,
flies
so its
back
friend
10
might just
feet.
go. Does it go through its friend at all? Does it like knock that one back as well?
His friend gets knocked back with him. They both tumble backwards with the force of the blast.
Okay.
And
Do you get a reaction if they move out of your range like that?
if they
Or no?
choose to move, not if they're
Yeah.
forced to move.
Okay, gotcha.
Devo. You're getting closer. You firebolt. It hits. The sole remaining kobold on the battlefield is barely bothered by it. You're muted, and you step back. The last kobold, who's just got hit with the body of its brethren, surrounded by dozens of corpses all over the place, with absolute horror in its face, charges straight for Quincy with its dagger drawn. With a
is a hit.
17 to hit for 3 points of damage.
Okay.
And Demudo, it is your turn.
Told that again, pointed him about rings, and he has to make a DC 13 wisdom saving throw.
He fails.
So he takes 8 damage.
And the bell ringing drives him mad. Has a psychic damage? What's the type of damage?
It's necrotic.
All right. You see him wither before you and crumple to the ground, dead.
You know, it might just be me, but I felt like their hearts really weren't in that one.
Do you think so technically they're not dead, they're going through their countdowns right now, correct?
Yeah, you could probably save a few of them.
Do you think you guys think it's worth questioning these guys, try to figure out what's going on here? Or, I don't know, this just seemed a little strange to me.
I don't
Seems
know.
obvious to me. They're under the command of someone even scarier. Otherwise, they wouldn't fight to the death like this.
Indeed.
And they're kobolds, so they're probably too dumb to give us any kind of useful information.
Kobolds are pretty intelligent, actually.
Are they?
Not as smart as gnomes, of course, but they know their stuff.
Do you think it's
Regardless
worth
of what
bringing
they
one of
have.
them? Do you think it's worth bringing one of them back to try to figure out what's going on?
Do you think you could, looking at like these strewn like guts and like just bits of kobold lying everywhere?
Yeah, whatever ones were alive are quickly bleeding out. Might be
No,
trouble
man, what do
finding
you think?
one.
No? Okay. All right. Do we continue on through the city? I believe we've probably dispatched most of the opposition we'll find here, so we should be able to travel through unencumbered.
Yeah, I don't think any of us even took a single hit.
I took some, but it's okay.
I'm also a bit injured.
Would you
Yeah,
like
we
to
could
rest
go.
up for a quick hour, or should we just press on?
I think we should go on, but is anybody healer here? Could help? Anybody got the healer feat?
No, but I do.
Demudo, I'm sorry, I explained my Thunderwave confidence was incorrect. You placed a 15 by 15. It's just centered from you.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. Okay, I'll take my second wind then,
Okay.
and I say we move forward. It's 1d10 plus fighter level, or what is it?
Okay, and it's one per short rest.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that because I've lost enough that it'd probably be worth it, and I gain 8 back. Should put me just a full perfect.
Wait, you guys are using your second wins?
Yes.
Okay.
Just healing up.
Yep.
You get it back on a short rest.
All
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Where to?
Demudo, you led us very bravely before. I think you should continue on. We'll follow behind you.
You follow me,
Yeah.
but be careful.
Do we
Stay
want
close.
to just quickly rummage through the kobold stuff, see if they had anything useful?
Nah, I don't know.
It didn't look like it, like pulling out one of those stone daggers that got lodged in them. Just like
I guess I
it
just
seems
do
a bit
visual inspection.
primitive to me.
Pouches?
There's a combination of metal and stone weapons strewn about these guys. They don't. A few of them seem to have a few coins in their pockets, but they're pretty paltry. Some coppers and some silvers here and there. They've got little bits of food. One of them has a dead rat for a necklace. You know.
So I think we want to loot the money at least. And is there a metal dagger?
Yes, there are plenty of steel daggers lying
Yeah.
around.
So I think I'd like to grab one dagger for myself and
Yeah, let's just do a quick free-for-all and grab their coins.
Okay. There are 29 silver coins. There are... I'm sorry. There are 19 silver coins and 28 copper coins scattered amongst these creatures.
okay, so I think I'll just keep it for myself then. If you're fine with it, I'll keep it for now. Let's check out this town first.
Sure, you can be the accountant.
Okay.
I've never had much ahead for numbers.
I like coins. That's where we gone.
Mm-hmm.
I think just north till we see something.
Yeah.
With proper brightness settings.
So all of these buildings to the left and right are still just broken down, right?
All
Ruined?
the way. Yep.
It doesn't look like it's getting any better.
Mm-mm.
Are there any of these buildings that we just passed by that look particularly nicer than the others? Or
No,
just-
everything is just ruined.
There's no keep. Okay.
No keep that you've seen here.
Does it look like
All right,
they-
now before we head on to this bridge overlooking the water, I know that we lost plenty of ships, and that's probably because of sea monsters. So we probably should not get ambushed on this bridge. Why don't we take a look, see what might be lurking in the water?
Is there a vantage point anyway? Maybe a house ceiling that looks sturdy.
Yeah, you could probably scramble up onto some of these buildings here and take a look around.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Currently just looking out into the water, there's nothing in sight, right?
I would like you to make me a perception check.
How deep can we normally see into the water? Is it like pretty deep, or is this pretty shallow here?
The water closest to the land is fairly shallow, as one would expect. Out where the docks are, it's probably 15 to 30 feet deep, and by the end of the pier, maybe 50 or 60 feet. You
Gotcha.
can't see all the way through. It's somewhat murky, somewhat sandy. It's not
If I were-
gliding water.
If I were to take some rocks and cast my light cantrip on them and toss them into the water, would that give me greater visibility to see things down, or would that not do anything?
No, it's the murkiness of the water, not the lack of light
Not the-
penetration.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're just rolling perception then.
Yep. Wonderful. Great. You guys are
There we go.
All right.
Got it.
Demudo, you're taking a look around, and somehow, against all odds, once again, you notice near the end of the pier, there's this kind of like oozy thingy, just like creeping along the edge of this stone piers, moving generally very slowly in your direction. Like,
Can you ping where I see it?
yeah, it's way out here. Way out here.
Okay. I think there's something coming for us.
Where at?
I point towards the cube and start just channeling a firebolt.
Okay. Seeing that, I will fire a shot as well.
All right, I'm looking at the distance. It looks like it's 120, so I'll also firebolt.
Perfect. I'll prepare one as well.
Can we just all just shoot at the same time?
Everyone shoot at the same time.
14 to hit.
Hits.
17
Hits.
damage.
Those are all hits.
It's a hit.
Yikes.
Okay.
So you do 17, you do 7, you do 4, and you do 8. The ooze takes a couple of fire bolts. Is that the 15 is a what from you, GT?
It was the roll to hit on a firebolt.
Okay,
and
so
the
it takes
10
3 fire bolts and an arrow, and the ooze just like plops off of the side of the pier and disappears beneath the waves with a hiss and a bubble. And is gone.
Take the arrow.
Well,
think
no
we're
wonder
paying
they weren't paying much for this job. It was very easy.
That
So we
can't
gotta
be
be
it.
careful. Maybe there's more.
Where's that nefarious necromancer?
Perhaps we should continue down the bridge. We'll keep our eyes open for him.
Yeah. I think we'll have a good look around and very slowly move forwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So walk 10 feet and then look around, stay close together.
You said the issue with seeing into the water was the murkiness, right? Not the light.
Right, it just turns up
Okay.
a lot of sand, so it's a...
Makes sense.
yeah, the rest of the dock looks pretty clear. The area looks...
You know, I have a bad feeling about this. Why don't you wait 10 minutes for me to channel my detect magic, and then we can go down this path.
Sure.
Fine for me.
I'm going to start ritual casting detect magic.
Alright. It takes you 10 minutes to cast. And when you're done, you can scan a path before you.
Yep, it'll last for... Jeez, I didn't write down the duration.
10 minutes. You can
seconds.
scan
Okay.
up to 30 feet ahead of you.
All right, and that will... Basically, as I walk, I'm constantly scanning the third. Okay.
You can make it to the edge of the pier with no problems, no enemies, nothing like that.
Well, then, we'll make it to the end of the path.
Wrong token.
Alrighty then.
I think all of us can control Demudo's token and can see from his point of view as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is
Okay.
a thing right now. Actually, that's the same for a few of you at this moment in time. That is
Yeah. I will make a proper character sheet on Roll20 in the future.
wonderful. All right, so you come to the end of the pier. You're pretty sure you've cleared the monsters out, at least the ones from around here. The town's a little bit bigger and sprawling, but nothing's come around, and it's been easily 20 minutes since you showed up.
Perhaps we should try coaxing him. Hello,
How?
nefarious necromancer, and Quincy will just kind of start
This
shouting.
town is now back into the possession of ruin. I shout into the sky.
Thought we should just wait here, right? Maybe we should rest here.
Yes, I believe that was part of the deal, was to wait here for a few days and keep this place secure.
Is there any high place so we can overlook the town we can find? Maybe a house roof?
Yeah.
Or if we look into the town, what's like the tallest vantage point that we
There
want to?
is one building somewhere kind of towards this end of the town near the dock that still has a platform on the second story that throughout the ages hasn't been completely destroyed.
Yeah. So I just suggest getting up there and taking a short rest.
Yeah, that's not a problem. You can take your time and you can scale the tower, the building, and you're soon all up there hanging out.
Okay.
Are there any brass razors in this town?
Unfortunately, there's only brass braziers and no braziers.
Too bad.
I know.
Are we taking a long rest up here?
I think a short rest seemed like it worked, right? So,
Either way for me.
And then after that, we'll just patrol the town and wait for the reinforcements in general.
Indeed.
Okay. Later that afternoon, you get your short rest in, no problem. Later that afternoon, you see a ship on the horizon. Approaching evening, the ship starts to sail in along the coast.
I believe that's our time to flag them down.
Yeah, to make sure they don't crash or something.
Quincy will grab his little like pocket stone or the belt stone that he has, and he's gonna pull it off and start kind of like waving it as a light in the darkness. I guess it's evening. But he's
I
gonna
thought we were out of ships. Was that the plan, to have a ship come?
We're
No,
supposed
they
to
were
flag
gonna
down any ships.
Yeah, send ships
Okay.
here, and we're supposed to flag them down and turn them back, I think. Or do you remember what she said?
Not at all.
Well, why don't we think it over during the break, and when we come back, we will see what the deal is with the ships. See you guys on the other side of our break. Bye-bye.
all right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Heroes Graveyard. You see the ship approaching, and as Quincy waves his little magical light that dangles from his waist, you see the ship slowly turn and start making its way towards you. Towards
Great.
the dock.
I guess we should meet them at the far end of the dock, since that's probably where ships go.
When you say a ship, what is like the size of this? Are we talking like a decent sized boat with like a crew of like 5 people, or are we talking like a massive ship?
It's got 2 masts, and you've got some knowledge of ships, clearly, because you arrived here, so you're probably guessing a crew of 20 plus, and then whatever supplies on board. And if they're bringing people with them, maybe there could be more people like you, fighters, warriors, wizards, here to look for treasure.
Yeah. Okay.
So somebody's moving up there.
Yeah.
Quincy, you were gonna flag him down?
Yeah. They're slowly changing course to us. Quincy is still just kind of waving his light down at the dock, trying to get them to divert.
This ship gets fairly close and then deploys a skiff, which we would call a rowboat, that comes out to meet you. Aboard the skiff is a person, a very important sort of fellow, standing with 1 foot on the bow and 1 foot down, hands on his knees, looking out towards you, with a crew of 4 rowing the oars behind him. And they reach the docks. The self-assured person steps on board to the dock and looks around at you all and says, well, what's this?
There's been a change in how things need to be shipped to this island. Apparently, deliveries have been disappearing along the coast.
And who are you to redirect me and my crew?
I am Quincy. Thank you for asking. Anyways, from now on, you're going to have to dock in this town and cart your goods down across a bridge. It's about a 2-day journey, was it? Quincy kind of like looks back to the party for confirmation.
Sounds about right.
Well, I am Captain Matthew. These are my people, and this is my ship, the Bleeding Barnacle. When will the river be clear? I have promised people that I will deliver them directly to Ruin, not this... What is this place here? This town?
Oh, it's
haven't
just
decided on a
an
name
port
yet.
city. But have no fear, we will carry all the goods to the town for you. Assuming they're not that heavy.
He eyes you distrustfully.
Or if you wish to wait, you can wait here for a few days, or go back and do the next shipment.
That's the order of Mayor Cruella, you know?
Magistrate Cruella is a woman I would not like to cross. And who are you, little one?
Why, my name is Devo Fizzlesnap, gnome, wizard, diviner extraordinaire.
Wonderful. Another gnome.
And you're just, welcome to Bibbly Bobbly.
Bibbly bobbly.
Yes, the name of this lovely town.
I was thinking something more along lines of Fort Honor? We'll have to get back to you on the name.
My God. What has happened? Okay. Fine. So be it. He rows back to the ship, and the whole thing comes on over to the dock and pulls up alongside. And people begin to slowly unload some goods, and some other folks begin to get off.
Have we thoroughly searched this place yet?
Yeah, you kind of scouted around the whole town, but you didn't get like a full 100% search
Sure.
before the ship arrived.
Quincy will suggest that they kind of contain themselves to the docks for the time being. We're still securing the town and making sure everything is safe for their delivery convenience.
Would you like to go secure the town then?
Yes, I was actually going to suggest that we walk around town and make sure everything's cleared.
Why don't you all give me perception checks as you walk around town to see what's going on?
Sure. I'll spend the first 10 minutes casting an alarm on this 20 grid. Actually, no, I won't. They'll just trigger it. I'll just go with them.
This is we short rested before this, right? Or was it a long
Yes.
rest?
Yep.
Short rest.
Okay, gotcha.
Excellent. So as you go back to begin searching around the town, there you immediately see, kind of creeping through that same corridor that you guys came, they look similar to Dragonborn. They're humanoid, lizard folks. But rather than Dragonborn, which are maybe a little bit taller and more elegant, these are a little bit shorter, maybe like 5'10", 5'8", stocky, and they have these like diminutive wings that come off across their backs. They step into these areas as you turn around and start looking for them, like they've been creeping up on you, creeping up behind you this whole time.
Should I take a shot?
Hey, here's the hoping you're friendly, I shout.
Yeah. If they like, I'll have my bow ready, and if they look like they're breaking into a charge or doing something malicious, I'll take a shot.
Yes. As you turn around and start to draw your bow, they actually drop onto all fours like dogs.
Okay.
And I think that's the point at which we roll initiative.
Beautiful. 9.18. There you go. I'm so glad I took alert. My initiative rolls would be so bad otherwise.
Yeah. You've been killing it, man.
During the short rest, I used my arcane recovery to recover 2 first level spells.
I did hear you
same
say
here.
that during the break. All right. Did we all roll initiative? Looks like some of us.
I've rolled mine. I can't. Let me see if I can add it now.
I can add you manually. And 14.18. I think we're missing one initiative roll.
Mine should have rolled, I think.
I don't think it did.
You don't see it? I see it on the list as a 13.
No, I don't see it on the list. Interesting.
I see
Oh,
it
there
on
it
the
is. No, I'm just blind. I'm just completely blind.
Oh.
We're still missing someone. We're missing
I don't see Demudo.
Demudo. That's it. It somehow it didn't add to the list.
Maybe I didn't click my token before.
Yeah. 15.14.
Yep.
Okay. There we go. So Demudo, you are first.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna... How far out are these?
About 90 feet, I think.
90 feet? So I'll just firebolt the guy.
All right.
I have halfling's luck, so I will roll that.
Oh.
You are a lucky guy
Nice.
On
indeed.
23.
That'll hit.
On the guy that's in front. So 10. 5 damage, and then I'll step in front. Can I step into the middle of these squares to,
Yes, you can. Yeah,
front of
you
my
can
buddies?
hold Alt and position yourself somewhere that's not exactly in a
Okay.
square. Wonderful.
Yep.
All right. The next one to go. And Quincy, it is your turn.
Quincy, I am 100% sure that you will hit this. You've rolled 15.
Sorry, did it do anything? Because there was one before me.
Yep.
Okay, did it just start? It like started intoning something or something, but it didn't
Yeah,
move.
something like that.
Okay, which one is it? I'm gonna shoot him.
Yeah,
go
don't
ahead.
roll. I gave you a 15.
Oh, you gave me a 15? Okay, so that's gonna be an automatic hit.
Maybe. I don't know.
That does hit, yes.
Yeah, it'd be 18 total. Would be the
Okay.
roll, and then it takes D8 plus 14 damage, so it takes 16.
That is quite a bit of damage. You strike the one.
Don't I have an
square.
action surge as well? It's I get that now,
Yeah,
right?
Second
Why not?
level, you get action.
Yeah.
surge,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do an action surge and take another shot at this guy. I want to take him out before he does whatever he's doing. We'll just do a normal attack roll. I'm gonna add a D8 to that. Okay, so 13 probably still a miss.
13 is indeed a miss.
Ugh.
Okay. Oh, this guy didn't get to roll initiative. How'd that happen? Come over here, buddy. There we go. We'll just have him go next because he should have gone earlier. I forgot to roll his initiative. Also, charging in on all fours, comes around the corner and right up to you from around that edge. Comes up right next to Demudo and leaps to its feet using its wings. Or you notice as it's running, it's using its wings to help propel it forward. Leaps to its feet, is out of initiative, and can't do anything else. Drakvin, it's your turn.
So how does this work with me getting next to Demudo to take a swing? Can I do this or?
Demudo's kind of controlling that entire territory right now and blocking it off from anyone else. You can move past him and maybe like occupy this spot, but he's got that like whole area covered.
Gotcha. No, I'm good with that. I think I'll just fire a firebolt at him.
Okay. 14 will not hit. It sails off the creature's scales. And the next one to go is this fellow. Dropping to all fours and charging straight in. It clears 80 feet in a single round. The next one does a similar thing. Gets real close, comes to a stop, and it is Devo's turn.
Oh, this looks like a great place for a bonfire. So I'm going to create a 5x5 bonfire. I used blue, but there it is. Right there. They must roll dex checks.
Okay, since they are not fully encompassed in the square, it's only half on them, I'm going to give them dex checks at advantage.
Sure, I do remember reading up on this that generally if it's covering half a square, then it is good. Which is why I can't do the quarter square and then cover all 4 of those.
Okay, do you have a source for that?
Uh-oh.
Not off the top of my head. Feel free to roll them advantage and I'll look it up during the next turn.
Okay,
I'm
we'll
on it.
see how this goes. That would be 15 or 14, and what was your DC?
DC is 14.
All right, so either way, one passes and one fails. So we'll look it up
Okay.
later. And it's 7 damage on a pass and half on a fail? Or no, none on a fail?
None on a fail.
Okay.
Or none on a pass.
None on pass, right. Okay, so the leftern one, if that's a word, can take the 7 points of damage. The one on the right does not. The very last guy goes on all fours and comes all the way up to you. And we roll around to the next round of initiative. This guy's at the front, has gotten to his feet. He's starting his turn in the bonfire. Does he take
Doesn't
damage?
matter, but if you end your turn in the bonfire, you have to do the check again.
Okay. And this guy is going to shove Demudo. He's going to try and shove you to the left. So give me an opposed athletics check.
Or acrobatics.
Or acrobatics. Ooh, beat an 8. You very easily beat that. Okay. It does not like being in this bonfire. Does it get a save, or does it auto take damage? Or when it ends
I think-
its turn. Okay, it gets a save every time.
Probably save, yeah.
All right. So this creature ends its turn in the bonfire and proceeds to make its dexterity checks again. And it is still making its checks at advantage, which is not because of the half square, now that we have clarified that. There is something else going on at work here that gives it advantage on its dex saves. So it
Okay.
passes. The next person up is Demudo.
Okay, so the thunder wave does not originate from myself, but I can place it next to myself.
Right, it should be a 15 by 15 square adjacent to
Yep.
somewhere.
So I want to thunder wave all 4 of them.
All right. Roll me some thunder waves.
Yeah, second level, so 3d8. And I think it con save. DC 13.
Okay, 1, 2. At advantage, 3,
Wow.
and 4. So they all pass, but they all take half damage from
Yep.
this. So 7 to each of them. These guys are... You didn't even have HP. What the hell?
Yeah, I was gonna say I couldn't see that right guy's HP bar.
Yes. There we go. And you take 7, and you take 7, and you're almost dead at this point. You're barely hanging on there. And you take 7. And the next one goes. It's here, 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 here.
Wait,
Here.
Demudo is barely alive?
No,
the
the bottom right.
Yeah. Okay. That's okay. You were just saying you, so I got confused. So gotcha.
Quincy, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna finish off that low health one in the back corner. Just a normal attack, so +8 to hit, 25.
That will drop the 1 HP guy.
Awesome.
Okay. You notice as this creature gets hit and the arrow sinks deeply into its chest, rather than toppling over backwards, it stands in place and slowly solidifies into a statue, turning to stone where it stands. Drakvin, it is your turn.
I'll just go ahead and hurl another firebolt. I think it's hard to tell because of the blue box, but which one is the lowest HP right now? Is it the one in the top left?
Let me just get rid of the blue box. We all know it's
Yeah.
there. Or let me put it behind everything. There you go. Is that better? The top left is the lower HP.
Okay, yeah. I'll shoot at the top left one. I think that's a miss.
Yes, it is. Okay. Next up is this friendly fellow who is also going to try and shove Demudo. So give me another athletics or acrobatics check. Oh my god.
24.
Demudo, you're so strong.
Hold the line.
All right. The Draconian stands there, blown away that it can't push you out of the way. You're just this little tiny halfling, and it's this large, imposing humanoid, and yet you stand your ground, and it finishes its turn. One of these guys behind it does not have the reach, so it hops into a building and begins to climb a wall.
Is that Draconian like to roll for the bonfire?
Yes, that was the 17 at the end.
Okay.
Scales the wall without too much problem. Hops over the other side. Was 5, 10, 15, 35, and is going to climb this wall as well if it can, but it needs another check. And does not make it up this wall before the end of the round. Devo,
Is there a way to highlight? So it's visible, right? It's on top of a wall.
You saw it scamper over this section of wall right here.
We can't see it now.
No, it scampered up and then dropped down on the other side, and then
Okay.
you can hear it scraping but not making anywhere.
Okay.
Devo.
All right, I've got your reference, first of all. Page 251 of the DMG. If an area of effect covers at least half a square, it affects that square.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for that.
Hold on. If an area of effect is circular and covers at least half of a square. But that is a cube. Well, looks like further research is required. Anyways, I look up at this dragon. Does it look like I'll take an attack of opportunity if I move away from this ceiling, from this roof?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna move over here, and then I am. I'm gonna move in here, and I'm readying an action to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on a dragon, which falls down from that ceiling.
Wonderful. This guy is gone, and the next one goes. It's right next to Demudo, and he's tired of trying to push this impossible halfling who just weighs a ton. So it brings its longsword to bear against you with a regular roll to hit and a 6. And Demudo, it's your turn.
Okay. How big do these wings look? Like, what do these creatures look like exactly?
So they're about 5'8 or 5'10, and their wings are a little bit small for a creature of their size, and looked a little bit withered. Like they're not quite the full wings that they ought to have.
So it doesn't look like they can fly, right?
Doesn't look like they can fly. No.
I'll toggle that to my right. So the lower HP guy.
Right.
DC 13 wisdom, safe. Point, bell rings.
That should be at advantage, unfortunately. Roll a second one. And pick 16 is the...
Yep, so nothing happens.
Okay. And coming from behind you guys is another Draconian that cruises around the corner and comes up on Quincy, but I think Devo has a ready to action.
I will take that radiant action on that. Cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on it. That's a spell save 14.
What sort of save? Wisdom save.
Okay. For wisdom.
Wonderful. And it does not pass. It fall prone, becoming incapacitated and unable to stand up for the duration. A creature with intelligence. Okay, so it crumples to the ground, cackling with laughter. I don't see what's so funny, but it does so. Quincy.
It's a bit unsettling. Wait there, I'll get to you later. And I'm going to take a sharpshooter shot at that one. I'll ping it right here. This one on the left right here.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see what happens. 23.
You critical it. Double the dice
All right.
rolls. Thankfully, you don't.
He takes 23 points of damage.
Jeez.
Like the other one, he slowly solidifies, or rather instantly solidifies into stone before your
Every
very
time I
eyes.
try, I win.
Oh, and on that Draconian, at the end of each of its turns, it also makes another wisdom saving throw.
Right. Ooh, so it should have made one at the end of that turn, I suppose.
Actually, allow me to move here really quick so that I can get ready to shoot that one.
Okay.
There we go.
So I will give it
go there.
advantage on that whiz save, which is still not a pass. So it would have stayed down either way. Next up is Drakvin.
I'm going to fire another firebolt to the guy to the south. Let me.
That is not going to hit it. It hits the creature's shield and crumples to the ground. This one is turned to stone. This one will scamper up a wall, make it over, plop down on the other side, and come up to Quincy with a longsword and a slash for a 21 to hit.
That's a hit.
6 points of damage.
Okay. 34.
Right. Devo, it's your turn.
Also, the bonfire disappears.
Wonderful.
Alright, I am going to step over here and let's see, what do I have in my mighty arsenal? I'm going to cast Magic Missile at second level at the one in front of Quincy.
Okay.
So that is rolling 4 1d4 shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, for a total of 13 damage.
Oh, at the one in front of Quincy, you said.
Yep.
Okay. It takes the 13 points of damage and looks badly wounded.
And then I will move over, I guess, here.
Okay. This one in front of Demudo will take a slash at you with its longsword for a 22 to hit and
I'll shield.
11 points of damage, which does nothing when your shield comes up, and it is your turn.
Can I see the guy over here?
Yeah, easy.
I want to total at him. PC 13.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw
Yep.
at advantage is a 19.
Okay. That's it.
All right. This guy has failed a saving throw, gets one at the very end of his turn. At advantage, 12. Does that pass, Trump?
Nope, 14.
And does nothing. Quincy.
I'm going to try
roll,
and slash.
It is the will of the gods.
Sure.
I get a 12 on this roll.
All right, so it's 18 total. I'm going to slash at the one in front of me that's almost dead.
You hit him.
All right, so he takes D8 plus 4. He takes 10 points of damage.
Wonderful. As he withers and dies, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
All right, D20 plus 4. I do not pass.
Your sword gets stuck in him, and as he turns to stone, your sword is stuck in his body, encased and unable to be taken out. But he's dead.
Yep, he is dead. I'm going to get ready to shoot that one and then break the statue so I can get my sword out.
Drakvin.
If I attack this guy to the top left, is that going to mess up the laughter or anything? Or if I hit him with my sword?
Yes, it breaks Tasha's hideous laughter.
Yeah, okay. I'll just do another firebolt then to the guy to the south.
Wonderful. That'll hit. And that'll do a good amount of damage, blasting over the shield and kind of hitting him right in the face. He does not seem to like that. Devo, it is your turn.
All right, let me do some more blasting. I'm going to fire off a second level magic missile at the one in front of the Muda. 4 darts of magic missiles.
Wow.
Whew.
Wow.
17.
17 damage is just enough to bring it down. It too turns to stone. And your firebolt is encased around it? No. It's just dead. Next up is the last Draconian. No, it's not. That one's gone. Demudo, it is your turn.
I ready a firebolt to shoot the guy in case he stands up.
All right.
So we should get a save.
He gets a save on his turn, and that's at the end of his round. So he's no longer
Yeah.
laughing, but he is still prone. And Quincy is
Okay,
your turn.
so that's advantage on the attack roll then if I shoot at him here?
No, it is disadvantage if you're more than 5 feet away from him.
But you can go close and then it's advantage.
Yes.
Okay, so I can just shoot him from right here and then I'll get advantage on that roll.
Yes.
All right, 2d20 plus 3, drop 1. Do I do it here? I'll do that. That should be right. There we go, 17 to hit.
That'll do it.
All right, so he takes 15 points of damage.
Oof. It's quite a bit. Drakvin.
I will fire. The one to the south is still alive, correct?
Yes. No,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
dead.
Oh,
No, it's
yeah,
not.
okay. I was going to say, I thought he was dead.
Yeah. I saw the damage, but then I didn't know if there's another one. I can't see on screen. Okay. Then I'll fire a firebolt then to the top left.
All right.
Ugh.
You miss. And Devo, it's your turn, buddy.
It's an advantage as well, right?
Ooh.
Disadvantage if you. Oh, yeah, it's advantage. Based on his position.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, go ahead and make me another attack roll.
Okay.
Because you're within 5 feet of a prone person. Yes, that'll hit. And he'll take 7 points of damage. And Devo now.
All right, I'm going to walk up and then fire a point blank firebolt into him.
All right, he's prone on his back, staring up at you as the firebolt shrieks towards him and misses him. Or he pulls his shield up just in time. It hits the shield, blasting around him. Demudo, it's your turn.
If you back away from a prone person, you don't take attacks.
Yes, you do.
All right, I'll stay here.
Okay, so I'll move right up to him. Why won't you die? And I'll firebolt him from close range. 2d20.
Surrounded. He's not going to last very long. 13 plus 5 is a hit.
Yeah.
Yes. 2 points. He lives! All right. The Draconian gets to its feet, whirls around to take a look at all of you, brings his sword up and down on Devo for a 21 to hit and 8 points of slashing damage.
Ouch. Okay.
Quincy.
All right, I'm going to... I don't really want disadvantage. Yeah, I'll provoke an attack of opportunity. Quincy is going to jump back and take a shot at this guy, so he'll get an attack of opportunity, but I'm going to
10.
jump back. No, that's not a hit.
All right.
And then I get plus 8, so 15 to hit.
That'll do it. That's exactly
right.
the number you needed.
7.
And this one, too, turns to stone before your eyes. And the dock goes quiet.
All right. So first things first, I'm going to start trying to kick this statue right here and break it into pieces so I can break my scimitar out.
All right. You start beating on the stone statue. It's not too difficult to break off a horn or a spike or a wing here or there.
And like if
Maybe
I get a
with
horn off,
finger.
I'm going to use that for leverage, like sort of poke it into a little like crack and then kick it to try and really jam it in there. To kind of like, break it
Sure,
apart piece by
sure.
piece, whittle it down.
You work at it, and you're working at it. After about 10 minutes, all the statues crumble to dust and just like kind of disappear, and your sword clumps to the ground.
As they crumble,
I underestimated my
make-
own strength.
As they crumble, I make the comment. Clearly this is the will of Gwyn's portal. I foresaw this.
Coming down the docks to speak with you is Captain Matthew, who looks a little perturbed by the happenings. He walks up to the four of you and says, What in the hell were those things?
Monsters.
It's a good thing you didn't go down that river, huh?
I've sailed all the seas there are around here. I've traveled far and wide, and never have I seen anything like that before. What the hell are these things?
Well, they had wings and scales, so perhaps they were dragons.
You're as dumb as you are annoying. Does anyone else have a better idea?
Do I have a better idea? Does it take a roll of some sort?
What was your background trait that you had?
I'm a hermit who lives in nature, and I also have my own religion.
Right, but you had a special feature from that said, didn't you?
The thing that
you talked about earlier?
feature. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. There are many features.
The feature the knowledge that you have.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's related to that.
Ah, well, you see, that's because they're not from this world. They're from another world, the same place where this island came from.
The island's not from this world?
Nope, it came in here from. Well, that's what I'm here to figure out.
He blinks at you a few times. Is it going to leave?
I'm also in the process of figuring that out.
Should we leave this island? Is it too dangerous to stay on?
Nah, it should last for a while.
He slowly nods, hurries back to the end of the dock, and starts yelling at his workers to double their speed.
How are they transporting these materials back to town?
It's not my job. I'm supposed to bring things to the town, and if this is the town, then I've brought them here. Someone
Okay.
else's job to get them the rest of the way, I suppose.
So you're
Are
just
we
going to leave it all
supposed to
around in
pay
the
for
dock?
these, or was that prearranged?
Everything was prepaid up front. I always take my payments up front. Passengers paid their dues as well, so not my problem if the town has moved.
Okay, sounds good. I mean, we can keep an eye on these things here. I mean, we've obviously proven ourselves to be combat worthy, and obviously we are very trustworthy as we defended your crew from these horrible draconic demon statues. So, yeah, I guess they can continue to unload, and we'll sit here and cover it until the shipment crew from the city arrives.
You're an honorable man, sir. What did you say your name was? I don't think I caught it.
Drakvin. You can call me Drakvin.
Drakvin. He squints his eyes at you. It's an interesting name, considering these creatures that are about. Are you related to them in some way?
Oh, no, Drakvin, no relation.
Drakvin, dragon.
Funny coincidence.
I hope you'll have an excellent stay in Bibbly Bobbly.
Oh, I think they're leaving after this, aren't they?
Yes, we are setting sail as soon as these goods are unloaded.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
during
would wanna stay.
your unloading phase.
God, I hate all of you.
Now, I believe I've been nothing but pleasant. That was a bit uncalled for.
He looks towards Demudo with a look of empathy, just gives him a bit of a head nod, and boards his skiff and heads back to his boat, his ship. The goods get unloaded. There are a few passengers around. They look like a couple of fighters, a rogue, and a wizard hop off. They look about, a little confused until they hear the words and understand that this is not their actual final destination, that there have been problems. And they'll sit around for a while and wait for the bridge team to get here. So you guys have some time to kill before the bridge team arrives.
Yeah.
And after the bleeding barnacles sails away, you've got these folks with you. What are you doing?
Shall we rest overnight and then scour the rest of the town in the morning, or are you good to set out now?
First, I'd have a look. Did these Draconians leave anything behind, or was it just dust?
Their weapons that were in their hands drop to the ground, but their
Okay.
armor, their shields, all that other stuff disappears with them.
Yeah, maybe we should have a better look around, and then maybe go to get a good vantage point again.
Okay,
Listen to the
now
gods for the night.
I just want to float an idea by you guys. Now, obviously, we are men of honor, and I believe we fought bravely and honorably here today.
Shh. Are the other guys nearby, like from the boat?
No, I imagine we've moved off.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, they're down at
That's
the end
right.
of the dock.
So, I am very concerned for the well-being of the people on this ship. Now, we obviously can handle ourselves here just fine, as being the brave, powerful warriors we are, but I don't think the people on this ship are going to fare very well if more of these monsters show up. Now, we know the bridge team is going to be here within a few hours. Perhaps we can convince them to leave early, and we will cover the dock. Less people means less noise, less trouble, maybe less chance of people wandering by here. We wouldn't want the goods from the town to be harmed, I think, by any wandering trouble. What do you guys think?
But the safest place for them to be is with us.
I think the safest place is probably back on the sea, back where they came from. They just don't seem like they're cut from the same cloth that we are. I don't think they seem like the type to hang around a place like this and live for very long. I'm only concerned for the safety of the crew.
Your words speak sense.
Maybe
Aren't these the adventurers that are supposed to be around as well? So they should be as capable as us.
I think they will be, but I think their help could probably be used further down the river. Whatever their final destination is, I'm sure needs some brave heroes. And as we're here, we're not at the town. We can't help anybody if they need our help. Maybe we should send them down so we can better spread our efforts around Ruin in order
That makes
to...
sense. They're supposed to go to Ruin anyways, right? So they can go on ahead.
Exactly. I agree. So, Quincy, you seem like a man of honor. You seem very honorable.
Indeed. I accumulated much honor today.
Perhaps we should approach the boatman and talk to him and convince him that it would be wise to take his ship and his crew down the river to their final destination, and that we will hold the dock until the supply...
I don't believe they should be going down the river. Wasn't the river the dangerous part?
I'm saying that the adventurers can walk to Ruin. And then those guys can leave.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They can go back home.
Send them back home, wherever they came from, and then the adventurers can head their way to Ruin. I believe that would be the best way to allocate our resources, our unique talents across the land of Ruin.
Perhaps the adventurers could spend some time with us. They might learn a thing or two from me.
I think perhaps not. I think they would be better sent back to Ruin.
I suppose we did clear a path here, as long as they can get past the bridge.
I agree. Of course, they should be fine. Let's do it. Let's signal the boat. Let's get the captain back here.
All right. So the boat that is preparing to set sail.
Wait.
They're already preparing to.
Oh, they're leaving? Oh,
Yeah.
They're leaving. That's good.
Yep, they're taking
I
off.
feel like that whole conversation was. What are we
Okay.
trying to do again? My head is starting to hurt.
I
We
just
want
think,
the adventurers to go back to Ruin. That's all.
yeah, we want to make sure that Ruin is safe. So is it just us and the supplies then on the dock?
Yeah, the other adventurers are on the dock, kind of looking around, getting their bearings, talking with one another.
We were sent here with a map, correct?
You were.
Do we have anybody? Do you guys feel like you remember the way here pretty well? You remember the lands as well as possible?
Not at all.
I was a scout. I feel like that would preclude me to being good at memorizing terrain.
All right. I think we should give our map to these fine gentlemen and send them back to Ruin then.
All right. It's not a difficult thing to tell them, here's the map, this is how you get to your destination, we're going to watch the supplies. They all go along with it fairly well. They pick up the things that belong to them and head off down the road.
I think that our scout should head to the south of town and keep lookout. And I think that Demuda maybe investigate some of those buildings, and then me and Devo will keep an eye on the supplies here at the dock to make sure nothing goes missing.
Fine for me.
Perhaps Demuda and I should switch places. I have my light here, but I can't see too far in the dark. I believe his special eyes might be able to take care of that problem.
I can't really see well in the dark, but I got this and I cast light cantrip on your head.
Wonderful.
Okay. When those two wander off, I look to Devo with a very charismatic look in my eyes. Devo, what does your god tell you about fortune?
Let's see. Fortune. Well, it's a resource that you use in order to copy spells into your spellbook.
Always the literal one, Devo. I like that about you. You're a very sensible man, I believe, with very sensible tendencies. I think we fought bravely in this town today. Do you agree?
Of course we did.
Ruin is a large area. There are a lot of people back at that town. You know, I bet we could go through a couple of the things on the stock and nobody would even know the difference. What do you think?
It sounds about right. Is there anything interesting in here?
I'm not sure. Is there a shipping list or a packing list or anything that would have been included with the supplies on the dock?
There are manifests on each box, yes.
Is there anything in here that would be of interest to a traveling group of adventurers such as us?
Oh, Are there things that are interesting? Yes, there are. One of the boxes is marked Soldier's Pay. It is bound with heavy brass and iron bandages around it, and is locked with a big, heavy padlock. So that one might be hard to get into, but by the weight of it and the sound of it, it's probably just filled with coins. A few of these other things have nice supplies to like refill your packs. You know, you've got the missing rope. You can take some new rope. Let's just roll on the DMG treasure table and find out what other little things could be possibly found in here.
For that padlock, so I have a thieves' tools with me, and I believe a proficiency with said tools.
Ooh. Why don't you make me a thieves' tools check, please, and thank you.
What kind of roll would this be?
That would be a dexterity check plus
Sleight
your
of hands.
proficiency. Sleight of hands plus your proficiency modifier. Thank you.
So just sleight of hand is what
Yeah.
I'm.
Dex bonus, sleight of hand, proficiency if you have it, and then thieves' tools. It doesn't matter actually because you have proficiency with
Yes,
thieves.
so it'd be
I think it's
sleight of
Dex plus proficiency.
Dex plus proficiency, yeah.
what they're saying.
Okay, so normal roll.
A 15 is not going to be good enough to pick this lock. It is a heavy duty. I mean, it's the soldier's pay, you know? That sort of thing is kept under a very good lock.
Gotcha.
You feel like you're going to need someone who's a little bit more skilled at this, or with a little bit more experience, or some other sort of advantage.
You know what would be really useful here? I say with my hand looking just like this.
Wait, looking like what? Oh,
A spell
Yeah.
called Knock.
knock?
Yes, Knock unlocks everything.
Does
Perhaps
anyone
you should try it. Let's see if it
have
works.
that spell?
Unfortunately, I don't know the spell.
Well, it's not very useful to us then, is it, Devo? I get a little bit more menacing in that.
No, but maybe the other wizard knows it.
I don't think the other wizard is blessed with the same moral flexibility, I would say, that you and I seem to possess. I'm not sure if it would be a good idea to bring him here. This lock is just a little bit too tough for me to get through. Do we see anything else here on the shore that might be of use to us in our valiant attempts to help the people of Ruin?
You see Corbin's personal effects labeled on one of these manifests. The box is not difficult to open, and inside, packed in with all the hay, you find all sorts of little trinkets. There's like a little vase that's well painted. You dig out a couple of silver goblets. You dig out this like beautiful dressing gown. Seems a little bit odd for Mr. Corbin to have a dressing gown in here, but you start to like rifle through this stuff, and there seems to be like a whole bunch of fancy clothes and jewelry that goes along with it.
I'm not one for dressing up. Anything else of interest? Anything that would contain any sort of swords or armor that would be of interest to us, or any other sorts of trinkets, or maybe a box of healing potions or anything?
So, well, some of this jewelry would be expensive. And
Oh,
could
I'll
be sold.
begin ritual casting Detect Magic.
Sure. The goblets are also expensive and could be sold, but you'd have to sell them in town, and since they're Mr. Corbin's personal effects, it might get back to him. That's a risk you can assess for yourself there. The ritual magic spell does go off, and you notice in one of these crates, tucked away and not listed on the manifest, is indeed some sort of magical signature. Well done.
Ooh.
Yes. Where did that go? Here we go. It is a magical bag. It's just like a small little purse, like a little pouch bag.
I guess
Does it have
Devo's.
to be open that I can grab?
I didn't understand that.
Is it in something, or is it just
It's
you know,
just
open
tucked
box?
away at the bottom of a box and not listed on the manifest.
Cool. I don't say anything, but I reach in and say, "Oh, hey, look, this bag looks cool."
Why do you think it looks so cool? What interests you about it?
It's shiny.
It's
I
a
look at the
dull
bag. Is there
brown
any
bag.
outstanding effects?
So him reaching into it as we are looking for something to steal, and for him to ignore so much and then grab this would be interesting to me. Do we roll against each other to do a check here for?
Yeah, so Devo, roll your deception, and Drakven, roll insight.
Ugh.
Ugh. All right. So you can tell he's not really on the up and up here. And did you say you were reaching into it, Devo?
No, I was just reaching to get it.
Oh, yeah, you grab it then.
So I just kind of just rest my hand on his shoulder, and I give him a firm grip, not too threatening, and then I just narrow my eyes and I look at Devo. Can you tell me a little bit more about the bag, Devo?
Let's see. As a wizard, would I generally know what types of bags would be magical?
Yeah, there are a few magical bags that are common throughout this world, and then a bunch that are exceedingly rare. There's not much in between. The most common of the magical bags would be a bag of holding, which just like holds things. It looks like a small bag, but it's actually much, much bigger on the inside. It has a pocket of extra dimensional space, so while it might look like the size of this pint glass, it could actually be the size of a backpack or the size of a large crate or something. And no matter how much stuff you put in here, the weight of this thing will remain the same.
Well, I suspect that this thing is a bag of holding. It's a bag where you can put in a bunch of stuff.
Now, there's also a bag of devouring, which is much more rare, and it looks like a bag of holding, but if you put something in there, if you reach in, it'll bite your hand off. But it's a very rare item. It's unlikely to be in this box. There's a bag of tricks that produces weird things out of it. You're not too familiar with it, but, it's got, like, random stuff in it, and you can pull just random things out of it at times.
Gotcha. After the explanation, I relax my grip on his shoulder. I want you to have this bag. I want you to feel like we're in this together, for each other. And I'm happy you found something that's important to you. Is there anything else on the dock here that might be of interest to both of us?
Yeah.
Maybe we want to put it back so that the person who ordered this doesn't see that it's missing?
Is there another bag we could replace it with? The manifesto is here. We could alter it. Maybe they would never know that it's not
The bag
here.
of holding isn't even on the manifesto. But that just means that whoever ordered these bags, this cargo, probably expected it anyways.
It looks a lot like the bags that you guys have. If someone doesn't know the bag personally, if they've never seen it before, they could easily mistake it for one of yours. If it's something that they're intimately familiar with, they would have to make a check to notice the switch.
Yeah, Devo, I think you should you could empty the contents of your bag into this one and we can replace it. Whoever ordered this, do they really need a bag of holding? I mean,
yeah.
We can do so much good, Devo.
There's also a couple vials of Greek oil in here, in one of these crates as well, if you want to add that to your character sheet.
Vials of Greek oil?
Greek fire, yeah. It's like the medieval equivalent of napalm.
Okay.
Burns well, doesn't go out, not even with water.
How many of these are there?
There are 4.
Okay.
Right, but the people who ordered these boxes will know that they're missing. Shouldn't we just leave everything where it is?
I don't think they'll notice. I think we'll be okay. There were monsters fighting here earlier. We could say that some of the boxes were damaged maybe in one of the fights, and I don't think they'll notice. We'll be okay, Devo. Don't ask too many questions.
The only other thing in here that sounds like it would be... Actually, there's 2 other things in here that would sound like they would be useful. There is a spyglass, and there is something in here... I don't know if you guys remember this character from last time you were around, but Colleen Pixiebottom has a small box that she has ordered, and you know her to be a wizard that lives in town. So maybe some of her stuff could be useful? I don't know.
Ooh.
It is a wizard's box.
She has a box, and the only thing in it is that...
You haven't opened her box yet, and it just says Colleen Pixiebottom and no manifest.
And then what was the other box?
A spyglass. Like
What is do we know what a spyglass? Oh, like a periscope or something?
Well, wizard boxes are cool. I'll open it up and see what's inside.
Yeah, let's check it out.
There is a spell book in here. and some spell components and some cash.
How much is some cash?
50 gold pieces.
That sounds like 25 gold in here for each of us, Devo, I believe.
And then just like a bunch of wizarding-esque supplies. You know, some ink, some nice fancy paper, some wax for sealing things. All the sort of things that you would need if you were like running your own little wizard shop on the side. They're just like basic tools. Probably not that useful to you. But this spell book over here, bound in kind of a deep red leather, looks pretty promising.
Ooh, one moment. Jackfin, let me consult Gwyn's portal. And then I stare off into the sky for a bit.
All right.
Huh.
You just
What should we do with this?
Can a spellbook let you cast other spells?
No,
Or-
they will allow you to learn other spells and add them to your repertoire.
Like perhaps a spell to unlock anything? Can we go through the book and see if that spell is in there?
It might be in there. What are you doing here, Devo? Are you using a thing that I'm unaware of?
Oh, I'm just talking to the sky.
Can I kind
Probably getting a
of...
response.
Are you holding out of the book right now, Devo?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I'm just kind
These spell books are usually protected. Maybe you shouldn't do that.
do you need to... well, I'm a sorcerer too, but I don't have any spells that would let me go through anything. Are you able to check and see if this is dangerous or not?
I've detect magic on. Is it magical?
It is not magical. There are no signs of warding or sealing about it.
It's probably not trapped. It's not trapped by magical means, at least.
Okay. I'll set the book on the. I'm gonna set the book on the one of the containers in front of me, and then I'm going to cast Mage Hands to kind of open the book and go through it.
All right. The book opens, and you can flip through the pages without any problems.
Is our the name of that spell, Diva? What was the name of that spell you said to unlock?
Knock.
Knock. Do you see knock in here as we go through the pages? I don't know if there's a table of contents or.
Let's take a look at this. Since I was not expecting you to be looting through these things, I don't actually have a spell book prepared. So why don't I give you a list of the spells that are in it in between sessions, and you can decide what you want to do, so we don't rummage around forever.
Okay.
Why don't you two hang out there for a moment, and we'll flip over to Demudo and Quincy, who have gone down to the edge of town to keep an eye out for things.
Yeah, I think as soon as we get to
I'm
the
gonna
edge of
send you
town,
some private messages.
Wait, what? Oh.
as soon as we
I'm
get to
talking
the
to
edge
you.
of town, I think I'd say, I'll take this area. Why don't you look over there and I'll go have a nap in one of the houses.
All right, Demudo passes out pretty quickly. Quincy, do you have anything you want to do out here?
I'll keep watch. Yeah, no, it's I was planning for us to keep watch overnight anyways. I probably find him napping after like some number of hours when I want a chance to sleep. I'm like, you should take your watch at this point.
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right. Then that's fine. The whole party will hang out in town for
The night.
5 or 6 days actually, until the bridge crew shows up.
Okay, but on the starting the next day, I think we want to cover the whole town and make sure everything's secure and safe.
It is. The town is secure and safe, and it's just a matter of waiting until the bridge crew arrives. And you know, they see the stuff here, they kind of scratch their heads like, oh, we're not really well
I think in
prepared
the
to
intervening
handle
time, we
this.
probably like clear the kobold bodies into side streets so that it's relatively clean going up to the docks.
Oh, how considerate of you.
Yeah.
And that's going to wrap us up for this session. You guys can head back to Ruin. The fate of these supplies is someone else's problem, certainly not yours. You're not hired to do any of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you pass on the word to everyone that you've named this town Bibbly Bobbly? Is that it?
Yep, that's the name of the town.
I think the gnome says it before anyone can interject.
This is why you don't let PCs name things, guys.
Oh, yeah. You made a mistake there, Neil.
I thought I was dealing with a responsible group of adults.
Hey, I said Fort Honor. That's a pretty good name.
What a boring name. It doesn't even describe the fact that it's along a coastline.
But those who go there would be honored.
All right, so that's going to wrap us up for today. We will be back next week with more Heroes Graveyard and a wider selection of quests now that you have earned quite a bit of the good things here. So why don't we run through the gamut of the shoutouts, unless there's something else you guys want to say before shoutouts. All don't think so. All right. Starting with...
Do you want to say anything before, Dracvin? I do think that it's important to do the utilitarianism aspect.
Wait, wait. Are we talking? What are we talking about?
We're talking about what we did with the loots there. So
wait, do we want to?
Oh, leave everything exactly the
hold
way
on,
it is.
Wait, there might be a useful thing that I can mention here. D&D 5e in the DMG says that players can take 20 on a roll if they spend 10 times the normal amount of time trying to do it. So if he spends a long time trying to pick a lock, yes.
Where is? Can you give me a page number on that one?
I don't have the DMG on me. Look up the skill checks in the index. It's in there.
It's probably a suggestion. But I'm not sure.
Maybe it's on the Roll20 compendium. Let me check. Skill checks, DMG.
10. You can take 10.
Oh, take 10. Okay.
Yeah. Whew.
My mistake.
Okay. All right. Did Darkvin and Devo want to discuss what to do with these supplies?
We should leave everything exactly the way it is.
Now listen, Devo, this is going to be really hard for you to understand, but I think we can accomplish a great deal more good for the people in Ruin if we bend the rules just a little bit.
And how are we bending the rules?
Devo, I think you should go look out. With the here, Devo.
I think
Devo, listen to me.
better
I've been
benefit
involved in
in the long run.
a great many trades, in a great many deals, Devo. And sometimes to do the most good, you have to do some stuff that normal people aren't capable of doing, Devo.
But if we stay on the straight and narrow on this one, then in the future, when there's more loot involved, we can take more of it.
Devo, I would never want us to deviate on the straight and narrow, which is why I want you to take the straight and narrow path to the south part of the city and keep on lookout. And I will make sure that everything here winds up exactly where it's supposed to.
You do
Can we roll
realize
charisma checks? Oh no, go ahead.
you do realize that if I do this and anything is out of place, and remember, I have a eidetic memory, I know everything, then you will be singled out.
I look very closely at Devo and I say, I appreciate your memory, Devo, but I don't need to remind you that you are wearing right now a bag that was stolen from one of these containers.
No, I put it back.
What?
I put it back.
You put it back? No, I need you to take that back, Devo. You didn't tell me to put the bag back. That's an important part of this. Because now I'm the only one that would get in trouble.
Yes.
I need
It's not
another
worth getting
5
in trouble
minutes
over.
Yeah, I think we could do this in between shows, and then we'll figure it out next time.
All right.
We'll have it ready for the start of the next episode.
Alrighty then. That is going to wrap us up for Heroes Graveyard. Let's go around the order. Quincy, do you have anything to say?
Not really. I'll see you next week, I guess.
And we'll see you tomorrow for some Frozen
Oh
Frontier.
yeah, I'll be there for that. So go watch that. It's a fun show.
Yeah, that'll be on my channel. Devo.
I'm actually going to be missing next show, so we'll be working out this situation. Don't take advantage of this, Destiny. But I enjoyed the return of Heroes Graveyard. Good to see a new take, good to see new faces, and we'll be seeing new faces next week as well.
Yeah. And Demudo, lovely to have you. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah. I had fun filling in. I, as a player, maybe wouldn't mess with the soldiers and wizard stuff. Yeah, that's it. I had fun.
Wonderful.
Hope you tune in next time as well.
And Dracven.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. It was good times. Are we supposed to plug our stuff? Or?
If you want to.
Yeah. I mean, my website is destiny.gg. You can be on my social media links at the top and everything. But yeah, I think I'll be back next week. So.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week for some more Heroes Graveyard. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ciao.